What's up, friends? My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Welcome to Whoop. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Welcome to Whoop Wednesday. There we go. There are some human words. Lots of stuff tonight. Now you're all deaf because the microphone sits on the desk surface and I slapped the desk. Lots of stuff tonight. Mobula 6 ELRS. BetaFPV 1 watt ELRS. Ultimate 1S Freestyle CiottiFPV Whoop. How will it stack up to the Mobula 6 ELRS? realistically, what we're testing here is 0702 26,000 kV motors versus 0802 25,000 kV motors. Pretty much everything else that matters between these two rigs. Although this does come on bi-blades, and this has quad blades, but we're going to move this from bi-blades to tri-blades, almost guaranteed. So yeah, we'll see. I'm super excited to do that. Of course, I'm going to make you guys wait a little bit, maybe until like 9:30, 10 to do that, because we've got some other stuff to knock out first. This is my full-time job. If you'd like to see these live streams continue, I need a little bit of help from everybody. Everybody does a little bit of something, and then I can survive and eat and keep doing this. CiottiFPV.com has a million ways that you can support me. Patreon helps me out the most. Lots of good stuff going on. Patreon-only playlist here on YouTube with almost 90 unreleased, like, Patreon-only live streams, raw rips, half-done edits, sketchy stuff, all kinds of fun there. You'll get email notifications. You'll get audio versions of these live streams that you can listen to as podcasts. There's a ton of technical articles over there, and you'll become a member of the biggest group of maniacs on the internet. Yeah, lots of really good stuff going on over on the Patreon page. Also, you'll get access to all of the text channels over on Discord. Livestream Live, the Video Collective, CiottiFPV Reacts, and a new one that I just put up today called All FPV Retailers. This is not going to be the most exciting text channel, but I think there's a lot of value in this. Especially now that, like, it's not as bad as it was, but it's still tough to find stuff in stock right now. So yeah, this will be a really nice little resource when you can't find something in the stock and you really need it. So, you know, all of you patrons, jump in here and just fill this All FPV Retailers up with your favorite retailers. You can trash on retailers in there, I guess. Like, if you had a bad experience, you can just, yeah, trash on them all you want. It's a private, Patreon only thing, so have at it. But mainly it's here for just one big resource with a ton of different links to a ton of different resellers, so that, yeah, if you're looking for something specific, you can have one big master list there. So check that out if you'd like. There's also an Etsy page, which I've updated with a ton of new stuff, all the new stickers. The Nintendo looking sticker is up there. The Kill All Carbon for any of you car guys. Yeah, all the stickers are up there. And you can go up and grab yourself. I just actually got a little restock of this size CiottiFPV but holographic. Clam Man is on there. Come on. How do you not have a Clam Man sticker already? This is like my actual signature. Like if somebody asked me to sign something, this is how I actually sign it. And this has a clear background, so this is kind of a cool one. And of course, the Burger King Micro King. So yeah, lots of cool stuff over on the Etsy page. There's also a Teespring store with shirts and mugs and sweatshirts and all kinds of fun stuff. And then there's also a Fiverr page. I've actually done a bunch of Fivers this week. Primarily build planning and sim sessions. So yeah, treat yourself. Accelerate your FPV learning by roughly 600%. By spending $40 or $80 if you want to do half an hour or an hour. I'll help you fly better, I'll help you build better, I'll help you stop buying parts that catch on fire, and I can help you tune better as well. Or if you just have a ton of questions and you just want one-on-one feedback to talk those questions out, yeah, that's what it is. You're paying for my time. I've got 5 years in this hobby, and I would love to distill down that knowledge and help you go from, you know, where you would normally be in, I don't know, 6 months, however long you've been into it, into where you would be in a year and 6 months, you know. It takes a long time to figure out all the different stuff in Betaflight, in, you know, prop and motor combos, in battery voltages, all that good stuff. And I would love to help you out one-on-one. There's nothing like getting one-on-one help. You know, the whole point behind these live streams from day one was to just dump all of this knowledge so that as many people as possible could get up to speed and start building better and smarter. And yeah, but it's hard to do that for everybody. Doing it one-on-one is, yeah, much more sort of targeted. In the chat, CMYK was first, Bob Noxious was next, Kevin Sumner, Dayron USA, Riot 9, Whoop Squad is in the house, GrizzFPV, B-Man, Paul McDonald, Kevin Sumner, Northern Tier, Max, YouTube did the thing, Max Whalen, North 49, 661FPV, Razzie B Productions, Family Guyver, Dan 636, Rob Axelson, North 49, and 661 again. What's up, friends? Glad to have you all here. What is going on with the chat? Oh, the chat did something very weird. Brian Jarvis, Paul McDonald, Frank Nicholas, Richard, Dan 636, CMYK, Chopper FPV, Heart FPV, Reading the Wind, IC, Dwayne. All right, I think I might have gotten everybody. If I skipped you, blame YouTube. Their chat thing is weird. CMYK, if you want to talk directly to me in the chat, all you got to do is tag me by typing CiottiFPV or @CiottiFPV. You can do this to anybody. If you want to get somebody's attention and you type their name into your message, if you spell their name correctly and you put the spaces in the right spots, it'll light up an orange like this. So use that to talk to each other, especially if somebody's not replying to you. CMYK says, tap, 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 is this thing on? Bob Noxious says, what's up, Collective, and CiottiFPV. Frank Nicholas dropped in a link to CiottiFPV. Hard FPV says, what's up? Dwayne Yacht says, hello. 661 says, excited to see you fly that Mobula 6. I am too. 661 says, let me know if you have any questions about that ELRS flight controller. I will definitely have some questions because this is not set up. This is fresh in the box. I did download the ELRS configurator, and it does work on 1,000-year-old Mac hardware and software, which is pretty awesome. So that's really good. I have it running here right now. Michael Blade says, what's up? Rob Axelson says, quit my job last week, start my new one next week. It's been a roller coaster. It took me 8 years to get the job, never give up. Very cool, Rob Axelson. That's rad, man. Congrats. That's a big, big, big deal. Hell yeah. 661 says, have you done any setup on that Mobula 6 yet? Binding, I haven't done a thing. I figured I would do it all live so that you guys can see it. In case you decide to get one and it's your first time doing ELRS. We can struggle bust through this shit together. Max Whalen says, what board are you using on your Whoop? Thinking of building one. I really like the Newbie Drone Acro B boards. They're more expensive. You get what you pay for. They're better quality. Although, what happened to this camera? There we go. I've got a gyro failing on one of the ultimate. This is the BT 2.0 65 rig. I'm going to show you guys. This is one of the first things I'm going to do because this is important. I'm going to show you guys how you can tell if your gyro is failing without black box. This isn't a foolproof way, but this is a pretty damn good way to tell if your gyro is failing. When gyros fail, typically one axis will fail. So the yaw axis, or the pitch axis, or the roll axis, and that's one of the ways that you can tell that it's a gyro failure. So I'm gonna kind of take you guys through exactly what's been going on with this to walk you down this path of troubleshooting that I kind of go through. You know, I've troubleshot these rigs for the better part of 5 years, and I crash constantly. So I've sort of constantly been troubleshooting rigs. So I have sort of like a mental flow chart in my head. I've broken that sort of mental flow chart out into a couple of the technical articles over on Patreon. to sort of help you guys get through that. But yeah, it's sort of like a mental flow chart that branches, you know, like so one of the tech tips article that comes to mind over on Patreon is troubleshooting motor heat. You know, that troubleshoot is like one specific branch, but there's a whole bunch of different branches, you know, depending on like what happens first. That splits off, and then the next little thing that I figure out, it branches off, and it just kind of does this. So yeah, that's where there's a lot of value in like the one-on-one stuff that I offer over on Fiverr, because every single troubleshoot is a little bit different, and man, it takes a long time to kind of learn all of these ridiculous little things that can signal you that X, Y, or Z is happening. So yeah, I'm going to take you guys for a little troubleshooting journey with this, and explain how I figured out and show you, and you'll be able to hear it, hopefully, how I figured out that the gyro is letting go. Luckily, this is the BT 2.0 rig. I'm going to be using the PH 2.0 Ultimate Freestyle rig to test against the Mobula 6, because the Mobula 6 is also PH 2.0. So yeah, I got kind of lucky that the gyro failed on this BT 2.0 rig. While I'm thinking about it, that's from Mighty Car Mods. Look them up on YouTube and subscribe to their channel. It's great. One of the best channels on YouTube. Tiny Timco, the one and only, sent me a V3 Acro Bee that he's not using for me to use in a bunch of this testing. So that was super, super, super cool of him. Good timing too, because I think this is basically going to turn into this. I think I'm just going to be yeah, desoldering the motors from this rig and soldering them up to this one. It's got a clear cockroach frame. It's got the V3 newbie drone board, and it's got the camera with the wires exiting on the left side. Look at that. That's pretty fantastic. I didn't expect that. So yeah, well, I'm probably not going to do this tonight. I'll probably just do this off stream, to be honest with you. But we'll see. We'll get to see how these much bigger solder pads are on this V3 board, and I'll be really interested to just put some flight time on this V3 board. I have another one of these V3 whoops up and running right now. Look at this sexy thing. Look at this. tests. I did test the 1.2 inch props. I put this rig specifically onto these 3 blades and then onto the 4 blades, and I did not notice it. I did not notice a difference in propeller balance between these 1.2 inch 3 blades and the 4 blades, which is good because these little 1.2 inch 4 blades, I'm pretty sure are the way to go. On this rig with the smaller 0702 higher kV 26,000 kV motors, maybe that's not the case, but on these 0802 25,000s, I really do like these quad blades over the tri blades. They just give you a little bit of extra power. On these rigs, on these 75 motor to motor rigs, yeah, I really prefer these tri blades. So lots of stuff going on. I'm gonna put this aside. This thing's looking good too, right? The red props and the red TPU, and then it's all ghostly other than that. I can't wait to get this onto the 1102s with the tri blades, because the 1102s should make more power. They are going to be heavier, but the 1102s have a 1.5 millimeter motor shaft, so that might end up being the preferred motor for these Insta360 Go 2 carriers. But we'll see. More testing is coming. Let me put this out there. Hold on, before I forget, I want to grab my little bag here that has the 1102s in it, and here it is. And I have a set of the tri blades in here. Hell, I even have a set of the bi blades in here. So I'm gonna try the bi blades, the tri blades, and the quad blades on the 1102s. Previously, when I tested these 1102s, I was only running them on the quad blades, and my complaint about those I thought that those 1102s were not perfectly balanced because I had jello in the Insta360 Go 2 footage. Maybe it was the props, so I'm really excited to get those back on that rig. You know, just like we were talking about the other day, I always try to kind of retest stuff. I never like to, you know, test something once, form an opinion once, and keep that opinion forever. I like to retest it either soon or after a year or two, and that's just something that I kind of try to do in life in general, is just sort of revisit my beliefs and whatnot to make sure that, you know, the data hasn't changed, for example. So yeah, Timko, thank you so much, brother. He also sent me a set of these Dow Cyclone 5143.5 V2 props, which I don't have. I don't have a set of these props, so I'm going to put these into the bag that I have of 5-inch props that that I want to test when it warms up a little bit and I start flying 5-inch again. So yeah, Timko, thank you so much, man. Very, very cool of you to send that over, and it's going to get put to quick use. I'm really tempted, to be completely honest, to get a set of the HGLRC Areola. They're actually called Aerolas, I think, but we're going to call them Areola. 0802 25,000 kV motors. I've actually heard really good things about them. But I have a bunch of these happy models, so I'm just going to keep using these. And yeah, I'll get those eventually. But hey, let me get caught up on chat. And oh, look at this super cool little fun things and broken things over there. This little cube here in the Calyx. We need a new gear fund, friends. Let's do the HGLRC Areolas. Areolas. How do you spell areolas? Areolas. Is that how you spell it? A-R-E-O-L-A. A-R-E-O-L-A. Gotta make sure I... A-R-E-O-L-A. Yeah. GLRZ 0802. Areola. What do they cost? I think they're like 12 bucks a motor, so 40, 50, call it, let's call it 70 bucks to cover the, no, let's do a nice round number. We'll do 80 bucks, to cover the 30% that, that YouTube is gonna gank. Hey, look at that! It even fits properly in the little spot here. Oh boy, nope, didn't want to do that. Didn't mean to do that. Oh god, what's happening? Okay. Webcam audio. Wait. You know what I want to do? I want to turn off the. Oh nope. I want to turn off Stream Elements because it keeps bombing the audio. So Stream Elements is off. I also need to fix the Workbench mic, I think. Hold on, let me see. F6, zoom mic quiet. No, it looks like I fixed it. Let me try these other scenes. Zoom mic quiet, that's working. Zoom mic loud. H2 audio. There we go. Okay, cool. So, oh, you guys have been losing audio when I've been going to that scene. Hopefully I didn't say anything important. Max, we got that. 661 says there's multiple new versions of 10.8 BF configurator that only work with certain versions of Betaflight 4.3. Oh wow, that's a nightmare. I'm not on the brand new configurator. I don't know. With that being said, the stable 4.3 is probably right around the corner. So I don't know. I would say like let's all just wait for it. If you've got 4.3 on your stuff already, yeah, this is the problem with release candidate stuff. It just becomes a little bit of a mess at some point. No audio on desk cam. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right, I'm super behind on chat, so let me rip through chat here to try to get caught up a little bit. Good God, I'm way behind on chat. Here we go. 661 says, is this your very first ELRS quad setup? It is. Kevin Sumner says, if you haven't set, make ELRS configurator start the build for your target. I don't know what that means. It can take a while to download everything and build. Are you kidding me? Device options, build and flash. So I mean, I can't do this blindly. I'm gonna have to do this with you guys. It's just all randomness. Rob Axelson says yes, step-by-step ELRS, looking at making a move myself. 661 says Mobula 6 should still ship with ELRS 1.x.x firmware, so hope you have 1.x.x firmware on your TX. We'll find out together. 661 also says, if you really want, you can flash everything to 2.0 from the start and flash the latest Betaflight 4.3 RC3, but that may take some more time. I'm hoping that I don't have to... I don't want to have to flash everything to like brand new pain in the ass stuff. So if I can get it to bind, like I'm gonna try to sort of out of box it. I'm gonna, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. HardFPV says I bought the same Mobula 6 right before Christmas with the 0702 and it's pretty quick. It takes crashes pretty well. Haven't had to replace anything yet. Very cool. Heart, sounds like you're enjoying it. Love that. There's no audio on the bench cam. I wonder what I was saying when the bench cam was on. Roboxes says, hey, is this thing on? It's in 636. There we go. Roboxes says, are you working on your BattleBot? Nope. WhackFPV says, 10 minutes later, CiottiFPV realizes he's been talking to thin air. CMYK. Max Whalen says, we didn't hear any of that. Brian Jarvis says, what were you saying? I don't know what I was saying. Brandon's Big Bean says, oh my god, bench cams no audio. Bob Noxious says, when you switch. Alright. Repeat the last 3 minutes. Boys FPV says, best show ever. Yeah, get used to it, Boys FPV. I'm worthless. Rob Oxison says, lost audio is it. Tom Lawrence with a $9.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Tom. No comment, just wants to support the madness. Thank you so much, Tom. Very, very cool of you. Brandon's Big Bean says, did you see the new Hoppy Model 0802s have 1.5 millimeter shafts? Yeah, I mentioned that a little bit earlier. I love that. Really, really, really love that. Remy Tim says, what's up? Brandon's Baked Beans with a link. I'm going to copy link address. Let's take a quick look at what it is. It's a link to the Mobula 7 1S. When that comes out, I watched Nick Burns' review last night of the new Mob 7, and I can definitely see that it's underpowered. And I think that I do genuinely think that they put the wrong motors on it. But the AIO seems really good. The canopy seems really good. The frame seems really good. So I'm going to snag one when they become available from a US reseller. And what I think I'm gonna start doing, and this Mobula 6 might be the first rig that I do this with. I'm gonna start buying bind and fly rigs, and then I'm gonna review them here on the live streams. I'm gonna tune them, and then I'm gonna sell them. And I'm gonna sell them for more than I bought them for. I'm gonna try to sell them for more than I bought them for, in hopes that someone will find value in it being tuned better. Also, it's a way to, just an extra way of making a couple bucks here and there. My sort of ethos and the only way I've been able to do this full time is that I make a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit Patreon helps me out the most. Patreon is like an actual paycheck, but then I get a couple of dollars from YouTube revenue. I get a couple of dollars from Etsy, a couple of dollars from Fiverr. And it all kind of adds up. So this is just one more little thing to hopefully bring in a couple extra dollars, so I can keep going on this wild FPV adventure. It's hard to be a full-time FPV pilot personality, whatever the hell I am, but it's worth it. It really works well, usually, sometimes not. Monday night, for example. But usually it works pretty well for my mental illness and sanity. So yeah, I'm going to keep going with it as long as I possibly can. Flybridge says, test audio on the bench cam. Right, 9 says, started early on sub. Raboxon says, hey, Gangly Man, read your chat. Raboxon says, ooh, nipple 0802s. Richard says, all right, we got that. No audio, no audio, no audio, no audio. Propped Up FPV saying hello. Riot9 says, no audio on that scene. Rob Axelson says, better. Son of a bitch. Son of Flat Top says, is there a reason why we don't use small supercapacitors to cover the sag we sometimes experience when punching? My guess is that they're too big. Too big and too heavy would be my guess. Fred Nicholas says, regarding Betaflight 4.3 configurator, make sure you're on the latest configurator and it will work properly with all firmwares. ELRS configuration makes/builds all firmware I've ever messed with in less than 1 minute. Metadirkson says, a while back, the Betaflight configurator nightly builds had serious problems. Yeah, that's kind of why I'm saying, maybe we should just be waiting for stable. I got to where I started compiling it from source. Maybe they've fixed that by now then. Yeah, it just gets to be a lot, you know, like when they get into the release candidates, more people start jumping on board, and then it just becomes a lot more confusing. They're trying to fix stuff hot and heavy, and it's like, you know, release candidate 3 pops up, and like the old configurator doesn't work right. Well, now we got a new configurator, but then now release candidate 4. Well, can you use the same configurator? Like, it just becomes such a mess. For a long time, I was kind of saying like, let's just wait for stable releases, but like 4.3, I mean, 4.3 has been working well for a long time, so it's hard to kind of hold the line with like, hey, let's just wait for the stable, especially when, yeah, I mean, there's been like, I've had a rig on 4.3 for what feels like 6 months, and it's been totally fine. So yeah, I don't know. It was easier to wait for the stable releases back when, back in the days where there were stable releases every couple of months. Now it's like once a year, if that. So it becomes a lot harder to kind of wait, especially with how good 4.3 is. Although, I mean, you know, when there's a year in between stable releases, yeah, sure, it's going to be a lot better. So it's, you guys know what I'm saying, hopefully. Kevin Sumner says it usually takes about 10 minutes for ELRS configurator on first build in Flash. Rob Exton says, here's a thought, do a stream with Bardwell regarding doing movement to ELRS. That would be pretty cool. Frank Nicholas says, out of the box with ELRS generally doesn't work. You haven't set a bind phrase on the RX or TX. All right, so it looks like I won't be out of boxing it, but we'll figure it out. 661 says, when you flash your TX module, I would recommend ELRS 1.2.0 to start with. That was good. That was sort of my plan. My plan was not to go nuts with 2.0 or 2.1. I've heard of people bricking stuff on 2.1s. That scares the hell out of me. And from what I saw, read, whatever, yes, 2.0 has some cool stuff over 1. Sounds like 2, but it wasn't anything that was like groundbreaking. So I was kind of like, you know, if I can out of box this and it's on 1. Whatever, I'm totally cool with that. I'm not looking to analyze ELRS tonight. I'm looking to analyze this whoop. I just want to get this in the air. The quickest, easiest way I can get this up in the air, so that I can see how the 0702s compare to 0802s. That's really what tonight is about. Yeah, as I learn more about ELRS, we can really dive into the... Although I probably won't. I'll probably just bug you guys for the hot ELRS settings and just drop it on there, because I'm just not interested in diving super deep into these radio protocols. It's just not... It's not my thing. It's not my strong suit. It's not my interest. Make sure you get the V1 Lua. The V2 Lua won't work on V1 TX firmware and vice versa. Oh my god, this is sounding like it's going to be a pain in the ace, but we'll figure it out. Metadixon says, also highly recommended settings ELRS to connect to your home Wi-Fi on 2. Whatever. I didn't do that first. Would have saved me a lot of trouble. Roblox says, YouTube just did the thing. Scrolling back up. Rob Exison says, let someone buy the bind and fly, send to you to tune, do the stream, but charge for the tune. Yeah, I could do that. But like, the problem is with somebody else's rig, I'm not really going to want to fly it hard because there's a chance that I can break it. By buying these rigs, I can just fly the shit out of them to like get an actual feeling for how the rig performs and crashes. Yeah, plus then, like, you know, just saying like, hey guys, you want to send me a rig and I'll tune it? It's like 80 rigs are going to show up, and that's not what I'm looking for. Also, like, sort of the point of this is to snag bind and flies when they're brand new, like get them day one, so that I can actually try to get some content up early. You know, putting a review, doing this with like a bind and fly from 6 months ago isn't really gonna, you know, that's not gonna get any of that juicy hype train. whatever, ness. But you never know. I mean, if somebody buys a brand new rig and wants to do that, I would certainly consider it. I love the idea. I'll think more about it for sure. Riot9 says, we are here for the chat, not what you say. Audio issues expected. We have the chat. Collective is more interesting and generally more informed. Yeah, it's true. Chat knows way more than I do. JRFPV says, what's up? Have you ever had to use an FTDI adapter? I don't even know what an FTDI adapter is. So the answer is no. Rob Axelson says, I'm in for sending a rig. Brandon's Baked Beans says, the 1102 motors are ideal on 75, but I like the idea of the 1.5 millimeter motor shaft, and the redesigned bell looks interesting as well. I remember bending so many shafts on my OG Mobula 7. Yeah, these BetaFPV 1102s are too low of a KV, which is also my complaint about the new Mobula 7 motor. I love that it's a 1.5 motor shaft, but for 1S it's too low of a KV. In theory, I don't know. It'll get tested. It'll get tested. We'll see. 661 says, after you get one, so just hold off on all this. Like, you guys are giving me great ELRS info, but there's no way that I'm going to remember all of this. So just hold off on the ELRS info. Once I get into it, that's when I'm going to need you guys to read all this, but I don't have a hope in hell of remembering any of this. The really good info that you guys are dropping here. Richard Vaughn with a $5 super chat. Thank you very much, brother, for your generosity. No comment, just wants to support the chaos. Thank you, dude. Boys FPV says, more important, you flying DJI now? I am not, boys. DJI is not... actually, we're not going to talk... I'm not going to really talk about DJI ever again, I don't think. But the answer to your question is no, I'm not flying DJI now. God damn it, YouTube. Come on, man. Propped Up FPV says, can I have a shout out for my first video, please? Thanks, bro. Propped Up's first video is up. Go watch it. PROPPED space UP space FPV. Feel free to drop the link to it, brother. 661 says, SPI whoop boards do not use a bind phrase. Just push bind in the receiver tab. Frank says, XLRS, all right, there's more ELRS stuff that doesn't do me any good right now. JRFPV says, FTDI adapter is used to access a flight controller if you broke off the UFC plug, or USB plug, rather. Got it. Yeah, I've never had to use one of those. I've broken off the USB once, but the tune was like good to go, so I just kept flying it until the flight controller eventually died, and yeah, good to go. It did it again. Wow, YouTube is in rare form tonight. There we go. Athix FPV says, why are you pulling away from Ghost? Oh God. It's just not the future. ELRS is pretty obviously going to be the future. The only reason that I'm doing the ELRS thing is for tiny whoops, and there are no tiny whoop boards with Ghost built in. So Ghost just doesn't make any sense for what I want to do with it. Veritas Weasel says, what does your Top Gear shirt says? It says Captain Slow. This is the official like BBC Top Gear shirt that I had to order from England, and I paid a ton of money in shipping, but I love this design. I love this design here, and James May is my spirit animal. So James May's nickname in Top Gear is Captain Slow. So yeah. Propped Up FPV says, thanks, bro. Bob Noxious says, I have Ghost on a 4-inch Freestyle rig, and that control link is really sweet. It is for sure sweet. But the fact that I really doubt that there's ever going to be a Tiny Whoop AIO with Ghost on it. So, like, what's the point, you know? 900 megahertz is what I prefer over 2.4. for big stuff. And so, yeah, I'm not going to have just Ghost at random and ELRS and Crossfire 900. I would love someday to move over to ELRS 900, but, most of the love is going to 2.4 ELRS, so there's still some time there. And so, yeah. Benedictson says, my wife often refers to James May as her boyfriend. Nice. Family Guy says, been liking that Top Gear show. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, if you guys haven't been watching Top Gear for the last 20 years like I have, man, what a treat to get to jump into it now. Unfortunately, Amazon Prime just sold, I guess, all of the... they had sold some of the Top Gear episodes to Motor Trend, but now it looks like, as of just the other night, actually... it looks like they've sold all of the Top Gear seasons to Motor Trend, because it's not enough to just have an Amazon Prime subscription to watch it. Now you also have to have a Motor Trend subscription, which is kind of bullshit. But I have them all sitting on a hard drive, so I can watch them whenever I want. But Freeludra says, whoops are why Ghost Zepto. Yeah, but even any external receiver on a Whoop is kind of silly, in my opinion, when you can get Whoop boards with ELRS built in. So yeah, because on a even though the external board is only 0.5 gram or 3/4 gram or whatever the hell the Zepto is, then you've got some shrink wrap, you've got a piece of VHB, and you've got wires. And so right away you're over 1 gram, and 1 gram is a big deal on a tiny Whoop. So yeah, it's getting a Whoop board with the VTX and or the receiver on board is a really big deal. And there are AIOs coming which have both on board, and so that's always going to perform a lot better. Max Whalen says, don't most people agree that there are no good benefits of 900 because 2.4 will outrun your video by 15 kilometers anyway? Most people do say that, but they're wrong. 900 is a better link. I mean, it's just physics. And 900, in my opinion, is shared by less stuff. 2.4, there's just more junk. There's more things that operate on the 2.4 gigahertz spectrum. So, and yeah, I mean, like when you're flying for work in like really challenging scenarios, little differences like that can be the difference between losing a rig or hitting someone and hurting someone and not. So yeah, 900 is always going to be better than 2.4. Not to mention that even outrunning your video, if you still have control of the quad, that's really important. So like in the grand scheme of things, 900 is always going to be a safer frequency to kind of be on. And yeah, when you're flying around talent, safety is everything. I can't afford to hit Masego in the face with a quad because it fail-safed, because something weird was happening on the 2.4 band. You know what I mean? So it's all about safety for me. There's a reason that pretty much all of the professional pilots still run Crossfire. It's a really tested, just dialed in, locked in kind of link. And yeah, it's just the way to go. Which is why they've all gone that way. You can't really argue with that. I don't know of any pro pilots that have switched over to ELRS, to be completely honest. And that kind of speaks volumes. Yeah, part of that is because it's brand new. But yeah, when you're trying to do what I'm trying to do, this is just it. You can't really argue this. So, I mean, you can argue it, but you'll be wrong. Freeload just says, I watched a show with Tori from Mythbusters and Richard Hammond. I started watching that. I forget what it's called. I started watching it, but it's kind of a little bit too geared towards kids, so I bailed on it. Interesting show, but a little bit too scripted. I don't know. The magic of Top Gear is that it's a fully unscripted show. Not fully unscripted, but mainly unscripted. Bob Noxious says, I get what you're saying about it. Metal Dirtskin says, yet another reason to cancel Prime, as if Amazon being pure evil wasn't enough. I don't pay for Prime. I just have my parents log in, so I ain't paying anything for it. Horn Toad FPV with a $20 super chat. Dude, thank you so much. He says, work canceled, snowing like hell. Get to relax and watch the stream. Keep it going. Thank you so much, Horn Toad. Super, super, super generous, man. Really appreciate it. Rob Axelson says, here's my issue for Whoops. All with SPI D8 want to move to ELRS, new flight controller with ELRS or add RX. Man, I'm sort of in the same spot, Rob. There aren't many Whoop boards with ELRS built in and a good quality VTX built in. This is why I'm so excited about that Mobula, the new Mobula 7, is it does. It's got a 400 milliwatt VTX built in, and it's got ELRS built in. That's a really big deal. So that AIO, hopefully it's not a piece of junk. Yeah. So it's really, that AIO is super, super, super exciting. Brandon's Baked Beans says 900 megahertz has a wider Fresnel zone and can refract around objects a bit better, but ELRS 2.4 is crazy good. Yeah, that's why I'm so excited for ELRS 900, because ELRS obviously has benefits over TBS, right? Like, we're all stuck on TBS Crossfire 900, but it is like a totally time-tested, like, just developed platform that's like good to go. That's why so many people use it, right? And it's kind of crazy in general to move away from it, right? It works unbelievably well, and like the benefits from moving away from it really don't outweigh, I don't think, the fact that it's just so time tested and just locked in and just good to go, right? But once they, yeah, like if a bunch of effort and time gets put into ELRS 900, and there are some real actual benefits other than, 0.5 of a kilometer extra range, or like, easy button pushing in your goggles that work with the, that's all nonsense, right? Like I don't care about any of that. All that matters is absolute maximum possible range penetration, locked inness, like no bullshit, never ever ever fail safing kind of stuff. That's what matters. And so yeah, that's my approach. 661 says, my ELRS 2.4 at 25 will outrun 800 milliwatt VTX to full static. 900 megahertz is dead. I disagree, as do most pro pilots, but everybody's entitled to their opinion. Frank Nicholas says we shouldn't go down the 900 megahertz versus 2.4 rabbit hole with regards to today's FPV. All right, fair enough. So we'll stop talking about it. Veritas Weasel says, have you seen the Top Gear RC Reliant launch? I have, Veritas. I've been through all 24, I think it was 24 seasons with Hammond, Clarkston, and May. I've been through all 24 of those seasons at least 6 or 7 times, probably closer to 10 or 11 times, all the way through episode by episode. I've been watching Top Gear for 15 plus years. So yeah, I can... Most episodes I can almost like talk through in my head. Athix says ELRS is only ANS all, but when it comes to sending it professionally, CF. Athix says ELRS is cool. Got it, cool and all. Metalderson says that's why I have a lot of ELRS stuff, but the big quads will probably stay on on Crossfire for a while yet. All right. And Cool. Big FPV says only deal is the ELRS built-in Whoop boards is they're still SPI, and right now the only way to update them is to wait, Happy Model to build Betaflight. I still love it though. Yeah, I mean, I think it's okay that they're SPI, right? Like, even if it stays on 1.2, like, that's fine, right? Like, it's much lower latency than any of the other Tiny Whoop links, and yeah, like, it's good to go. So I feel like it's okay, although it being SPI, I know it puts some extra actually, no, I was proven wrong. I think Frank called me out on it on Monday night, saying that yeah, the ELRS SPI does not increase load on the flight controllers. So yeah, I thought that it did. I'd heard that it did, but I was wrong. So yeah, it should be totally fine. Gem Fan Hobbies in the house. What's up, brother? Failsafe FPVs. Oh God. B-Man. Oh wow. Okay. No, never gonna happen, guys. Let me show you guys how to troubleshoot a gyro that is failing without black box. What is this on? BT 2.0? All right, so I hope that you guys are going to be able to hear this. There's a chance that you won't. I'm going to shut up when it's doing the thing that I want you guys to hear. And but yeah, regardless, we'll talk about it. So this is the 1S Ultimate Freestyle build. It's basically a newbie drone Acro B with the motors swapped out to the motors are swapped out to the Happy Model 0802 25,000s, and it's also swapped out to BT 2.0. And this rig has gotten absolutely tortured. And when you start to really slam a rig around, what can happen is that the gyro will get very, very angry. Inside of the gyro, and potentially let go. Inside the gyro, there are all these little fingers, and the fingers are all oriented in different directions. Pitch, roll, yaw, for example. And the little fingers vibrate. Well, when you start to smash into things over and over and over again, the little fingers can fail, and they do, and they will. And that's what we've got going on here. So what happens is that only the fingers that are on, like, yaw, for example, will fail. And that's what I'm going to show you guys here. Why is this not... Oh, right, I got to change the channel. All right, and... there we go. So, this rig has been totally fine. Everything was great. Everything was great on this rig. It was completely fine. And then all of a sudden, this started happening. I had made some filter changes when this started happening, but I put the filters back to the way that they were before, and the behavior kept... yeah, the behavior didn't change. And then I noticed that it was only on one axis. So you can already see the problem there. See how it kept going up towards the ceiling? So I'm doing throttle blips. Hear it? So I'm just going to do clean throttle blips. So it's going to be what you should hear is there should be no nonsense in between these blips. It should go totally quiet in between the blips. I'm going to turn the microphone volume all the way up here so that you guys can hopefully hear it. All right. All right, well, that's interesting. I did that one wrong. There it is. Did you hear it? You hear that? There it is. See it running away? So that was it running away. So, I realized that there was a problem. I tried to change it. I tried to filter it out, and it didn't help at all, right? There it is. It's running away right now. I had no control. I was at 0. Did you guys see the throttle was zeroed? So, really? Are you kidding me? It crashed against the fucking wall. Hold on. So, that was a big clue. It's a big clue. So, everything is fine with the rig, then it starts to get these uncommanded kind of runaways, and when it's doing the runaway, it's not totally locked in, right? So, these are all clues. And then I added a bunch of filtering, and the situation didn't get any better. I added the filtering because I'd been beating up on the rig, and the rig was getting more vibey. But then when it didn't help, that was my dead giveaway that it might be the gyro. So, here's how I really figured it out. I'm gonna go full throttle, I'm gonna chop the throttle, and I'm gonna do a roll. And then I'm gonna do a flip, and then I'm gonna do a yaw spin. And while these moves are happening, the throttle is gonna be zeroed, so it should be nice and quiet. There should be no nonsense. The motor should not be spooling up while it's rotating on one of these 3 axes. But watch and listen what's gonna happen. Ready? So I'm gonna do roll first. And just listen. Oh boy, this is tough to do in here. I usually do the rolls and flips out in the living room, but I want you guys to hear this. So let's try it again. Should be nice and quiet. Right? Nice and quiet. The motors spin down. Right? So now I'm going to do yaw. Now yaw has to make a little noise, but it's still nice and quiet. Right? Nice and quiet. But now watch what happens on pitch. And listen. Hear it? Hear how the motors didn't spin down? I'll do it again. Hear it? Motors aren't spinning down. The gyro is broken on the pitch axis. The other way that I can tell is when I'm just hovering it around and I'm pushing the pitch front and back, that's when it starts to get a little bit of noise. It's not smooth. It should be nice and smooth. When I roll it back and forth, it's nice and smooth, but listen when I pitch it forward and back. Hear it? It's hard for even me to hear, but it's there. There's just a little bit of like on the pitch axis. So yeah, that right there, my friends, is a gyro that has failed. That is sort of the best kind of step-by-step troubleshoot that I can give you to trying to figure out when a gyro is going. The easy button is to log it. Black box logging it, it's going to be very obvious. But there are other ways to figure it out. And that little troubleshoot there, you can do that on a 5-inch rig, you can do that on a 3-inch rig, like that's, and you're going to have to do that at some point. Like you're going to have a gyro fail, for sure. For sure, a gyro will fail on you. So yeah, basically, the easiest possible way to think about this, right, is that if you do a move if there's one axis where you're getting some like nonsense and the other axes you aren't, chances are that's a gyro that's starting to shit the bed. Family Guyver says, what board is that with a bad gyro? It's a V2 Newbie Drone Acro B. Again, this thing has been beaten so hard. I cannot blame this gyro for failing even a little bit. This thing has, I think I've broken 3, maybe 4 frames on this, and the hits that this thing has taken have been just gigantic. So I have no ill will towards this board. Not to mention that all of these gyros are, gyro failing has nothing to do with Newbie Drone, nothing to do with Happy Model, nothing to do with Acon. An Acon flight controller gyro will fail at the same rate as a Hack RC You know, because like these, our FPV manufacturers don't make these gyros. They just buy the gyros and put them in. And like when gyros fail, it's not from like it's typically not from a contact letting go. It's from the internals of the gyro failing. Here's the long and short of it. These gyros are very sensitive, and we pound the balls out of them. So like the fact that these gyros survive any of the crashes that we put them through is wild. So when you've been crashing a rig hard and the gyro goes, it's your fault. Like you really can't blame the gyro. You definitely can't blame the manufacturer of the flight controller. It's just cost of doing business with an FPV. You want to crash hard, stuff's gonna break. You can't. And it's a pointless thing to try to go like, oh, well, the newbie drone board I had, the gyro failed, so I'm going to go with a happy model board. No. That's, that's that whole correlation causation situation. That's not a good thing to do. The gyros on our flight controllers will fail, period. If they don't fail for a long time, you got lucky. If they fail right away, that sucks. If you get a year, 2 years out of them, that's about right. That's about right. I probably got 200 or so batteries out of this one. That ain't bad. Admittedly, this is a 32K gyro. One of the things that I love about the MPU 6000 gyros is that they are 8K, and the speed of the gyro is how fast the little fingers are moving around. So in my mind, an 8K gyro, right, with the fingers moving around at 8K versus a 32K gyro with the fingers moving around at 32K. And also, in my experience, the MPU 6000 8K gyro lasts a lot longer than any of the 32K gyros. Unfortunately, the MPU 6000 is not made anymore. So, yeah, there are manufacturers who have a ton of them still in stock, and they're still making flight controllers with that gyro. Newbie Drone is not one of those companies. Newbie Drone ran out of their MPU 6000 gyros a long time ago. All that being said, the gyro that's in this V2 is not the same as the gyro that's in the V3. And I don't really have any experience with the gyro that's in this V3, so maybe it's really good. It's hard to tell, but I still do think that the MPU 6000 gyro is, in general, a better bet, just because it's at 8K, and because that's what Mark Spatz and Chris Rosser have both said, and when they speak, I listen. So, let's get back into the chat here. Flybridge says, my Cinewoop will hover, and after a few seconds, it just spins off and dies. Is that the gyro failing? More than likely not, Flybridge. That sounds more like an ESC issue. Gyro starting to fail will cause like inconsistencies. It'll cause uncommanded things to happen. As in, like, when I was doing the things on the pitch axis, the motors weren't spinning down, and then when I was rocking it back and forth on the pitch axis, it was going like right? Like, I'm not doing that on the sticks. On the sticks, I'm just rocking it forward and back nice and stable. If it doesn't do exactly what I'm doing on the sticks, that's an issue. It could be too many vibes getting in there, but that's why I played around with the filtering. I also pulled the PIDs down a little bit, and that didn't help. So yeah, there's kind of the whole troubleshoot. Dan636 says, I hear it. Very cool. I'm glad you guys could hear it. Film McGyver says, oh no, we got that. Bannister Post says, do you have a log with a failed gyro around? I don't really use black box, Bannister. There's not a whole lot that black box can do for me that I can't do with my ear, and having been in this for 5 years. I can get my tunes damn near perfect. Like I, as an example of this, I sent a black box log to Rosser and Kebab at some point from my glide for them to use for frame resonance analysis. And the both of them were like, and this is a log and a tune that I've done without black box at all. And the two of them said that they've never seen a log as clean as mine, and they like bugged the shit out of me for like, what are you doing with your tuning? What are you doing with your filters? I mean, of course it was all there, but they wanted like a little bit of background, like, because they knew that I don't use black box, and they're like, you know, how the hell did you get this thing to where it's at without using black box? So we had a really cool conversation about that. So yeah, I typically don't really use black box for much. It's kind of like a last resort tool for me. Also, not using black box, it saves me a ton of time, because when I was learning black box, I spent loads of time like just getting the tune absolutely perfect, and then like every time I'd come home, I'd plug it in and look at another log, and like it was super time consuming. And I also don't. That was when my tunes were all like at the razor's edge. I don't like that. I want the tunes to be backed off so that I can beat the shit out of the frame, the motors, and the props, and just like bend a prop back and keep going without getting any mid-throttle oscillations or hot motors or things like that. And yeah, you can absolutely get a tune there without using black box. So I just typically don't use it. But what you'd be looking for in a log with a failed gyro is just like, it's so obvious. Like you'll just see like on the gyro trace, like all will be normal, and then it'll just go bananas. Like it's so obvious. You'll just see the gyro traces just go nuts. And usually it'll only be on one axis. So if this thing had black box and we took a log of this, we would see the pitch axis would have all this madness on the gyro trace, whereas the yaw and the roll axis would be totally fine on the gyro trace. It is possible that a gyro completely fails and all three axes are going nuts, but you'll see that like the gyro trace, you know, these things can only move around so quickly. So the gyro trace is usually fairly kind of steady. When the gyro starts to go, you're going to have big spikes. And a big spike in the gyro trace doesn't make any sense because we can't command the rig to make a change that quickly. You know what I mean? So that's what you're kind of looking for. Big spikes in the gyro trace, in fairness, can also be an electrical noise issue. But in this case, it obviously isn't, because it didn't have that issue a week ago, right? And so yeah, that's something to look out for. An electrical noise issue will show up in all three axes. So there's another kind of thing to look for. YouTube just did the thing. Family Giver says, would a gyro recalibration help at all? More than likely not, because this just doesn't. Yeah, I mean, it's doing all of these uncommanded things, which has always just been, yeah, it just, like a gyro coming out of becoming uncalibrated, yeah, I don't think that would help. I don't even how do you even, it's not in Betaflight, is it? Betaflight lets you calibrate the accelerometer, but I don't know if it lets you calibrate the gyro. Unless you can do it in the CLI. I mean, let's do it real quick. If I can figure out how to do it, then there's no reason not to do it and just throw that battery back on it real quick. And I'll tell you guys what's what. Yeah, so there's calibrate accelerometer. Get calibrate accelerometer calibrate. No. If I type in gyro, no, I'll type in get gyro. Is it in here? Gyro PM notch min, gyro 2 sensor. Gyro calibration noise limit. Now we're getting a little closer. Gyro notch cutoff, gyro low pass, hardware normal. Yeah, how do you even do that? Anybody? But Erickson says, so the Talon F7 V2 MPU 6000 is a must-buy if you can find it, since those will probably be gone at some point. Yeah, I like the Talon. I like that flight controller a lot. I have had a lot of 5-volt back failures on that flight controller, so I've kind of moved away from it, but yeah, I don't know. There are a bunch of flight controllers out there with MPU 6000 still, so... CMYK says, live chat live, which is in Discord. Let's see what's going on over there. Alright. Kevin Sumner says, I just found out there's a yet-to-be-released onboard DVR similar to the Runcam Split HD for DJI for HD0. Wow, very cool. Folks talking about it over in HD0 Discord. That's pretty slick. Let's see. Live stream live. Hey, CMYK's got a bent pin. You're gonna get in there with an X-Acto knife, CMYK, and you're gonna slowly bend this guy back straight-ish. You don't have to get it perfectly straight. This is going to be hard because it's bent over and then it's 90 degrees. So this might be ruined. But I also have this set of needle nose pliers that's got like a really fine tip to it. So I've used these before. You might be able to use a pair of really sharp tweezers. Yeah, that sucks. That right there, people, is why when you're plugging these Molex connectors in, always be like ultra careful, never force it, and always make sure that you're plugging it in like straight. Never, like, make sure you're not rocking the plug in, because that's when that happens. That's happened to me a couple of times. It sucks, but you can fix it. You can fix it. So once you get it close to once you get it close enough to straight again, next time you plug that connector in, it'll actually, because you know the connector is a hole and then that's the pin, so if you can get it, like, even if it's a little bit janky, once you get it in there, that it'll straighten it back out. But you do have to get it pretty straight, and then you got to be really, really, really careful. Kevin Sumner says, I just found out, oh no, we got that. Bannister Post says that it'll be an interesting conversation to hear, actually. Black box versus ear tuning, Bardwell, Rosser, and Spats. The problem is Bardwell, Rosser, and Spats they're not pilots that crash super hard and demand the ability to bend props back straight, run motors that are banged up to hell, run frames that are banged up to hell. None of those three are like that. So yeah, that's they don't have that year after year after year after year experience. 661 says gyro gets calibration on every plugin. Okay, yeah. So then calibrating the gyro is not going to help, because it's been plugged and unplugged 20 plus times today. Family Giver says, you're right, prop can't. Yeah, you're right, prop can't calibrate gyro. 661 says, when you plug in and you have to not move the quad for a few seconds, that's the gyro. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's why it's a pain in the ass to get the damn things to arm when you're on a boat. CMYK says, do you think that fried the board? Oh, it could have. It depends on what those two pins were. I wouldn't think that it fried the board, though, because, like, if that was like power and ground, one didn't get plugged in. So I wouldn't think that it fried the board. I think you can straighten that out and you'll be good to go. But you never know. It's a good question. Okay, so I've shown you guys how to troubleshoot a bad gyro without black box, that rig is going to go over here. It's 10:15. We are going to dive in to the happy model Mobula 6 ELRS. That's what it looks like in the box. There is like padding in there that I took out. I don't love that it's in a neon green frame, but you know, whatever. I hate that it's on bi-blades, but we're going to give it a try. It's going to go over to tri-blades pretty quick, though, I can all but guarantee. I really... My least favorite thing about these Happy Model AIOs is that they use one of these big-ass plug connectors to hook up the camera, and that plug connector hits most... I mean, there's a bunch of frames where you can't even use this AIO because of that. And even on this frame, even on their own frame, the plug hits the frame, which is not good. Like, you never, ever, ever want the PCB where your gyro lives to touch the physical frame, because that completely invalidates the soft, having it on soft mount grommets. So that's pretty annoying that it hits, and the plug is buried. The plug is all the way in there, so this isn't like a, oh, just plug it in more kind of situation. So that's not great. Frame feels okay. pH 2.0. Let's see if it's solid pin or rolled pin. It is a solid pin. All right, so that's good. pH 2.0 solid pin. Run cam up here. Antenna hanging out the back. Little ELRS ceramic antenna on the side there. Good looking little rig. It actually came with 4 batteries. 2 of them are on the charger, but it came with 4 of these Happy Model 300 mAh batteries. They probably can't hold a candle to the Newbie Drone Nitro Nectar Golds, but we'll give them a shot. Hopefully, if we can get the damn thing bound. Comes with a little charger here with big and little pH 2. The big is pH 2.0. I forget what the little is. Maybe pH 1.0. And it comes with a little sticker. Oh, a bunch of little stickers. Look at that. Okay. Okay, Happy Model. They know what's up. They know to put stickers in there. Comes with a little tiny screwdriver, a full extra set of bi-blade props. That's good. One of these useless prop pullers, and a couple of extra screws. So everything that you would expect, and some things that you wouldn't. I'm still pretty shocked that they sent it with 4 batteries. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I don't like how this is just hanging out. This is just stupid to run the antenna out there. There's all these holes in the canopy. It needs to just stick it through one of these holes in the canopy, guys. What are you doing? Don't just do that. That's stupid. 661 says Jai Smith has a great, really short YouTube video on how to bind the Mobula 6 ELRS. Jai Smith. All right, cool. So we're gonna just pull that up. I just want this to be as. I just want to get this bound as quick as possible. Jai Smith. Okay. I hit search and nothing happens. There we go. What's it called? What's the name of the? Wait, no. Put the word Mobula in there. Jai Smith Mobula. Come on. Express LRS Happy Model 2.4 AO binding. Is this the one? Is this it? 661? Is this the one here? Let me know. 8 months ago. My God, has this thing been out that long? Good Lord. I'm assuming that this is it. So we're going to leave this up. I'm going to mute it. Hopefully I don't need to hear what's on it. I'll probably need to hear it. Everybody go check out Jai Smith's channel. JYE space SMITH. Because when I play this video, I'm probably going to get copyright dinged. 661 says those ELRS AIOs get super hot, super fast, plugged into USB, so be really fast and unplug it ASAP. That's good to know. Brian Jarvis says, did you see the ELRS Mobula 7 comes with a PH 2.0 parallel board for a full-size charger? I did see that. That's wild that they're putting that in there. Nuts. 661 says Jai Smith is the lead ELRS dev. Okay. Yes, says 661. Cool, so we're good to go there. Next up, we're going to take a quick look at the BetaFPV 1 watt ELRS module. Huge thanks to BetaFPV for sending this one over and an additional one that's going to be in a future giveaway. That was very, very cool of them. Comes with the module, a little old school linear antenna. It does come with a fancy little PCB antenna, but it's the wrong color. You know, it's going to look stupid on here, so I'm not going to use it. This is just for tiny whoops, so the range doesn't matter even a little bit. Also comes with, I don't know why it comes with one of these, but I guess you could chop this guy off and direct solder this somewhere. Is there even a, yeah, there's a little port on the bottom. This is probably for like unbricking it, but whatever. Also comes with a USB-C cable in white, and that's really it. Oh, and there's an actual instruction manual. What world is this? Oh my God! It's like a legit instruction manual. Look at this. I haven't seen one of these in a hot minute. Okay. Good on them. Good on BetaFPV for getting this going. Express ELRS uses the Crossfire serial protocol. Alright, so well, here goes nothing. I don't even know where to start, man. I'm so confused. Let's put it in the transmitter and we'll see if it works. First things first. Let's see if it powers up. First snap. Ready? Oh. Little cable is for external power. Ah, okay. Alright, so let's see. It's not going to power up right away. I gotta go to a model with the module battery done, like Crossfire. Ready? Now it's gonna get power. Here we go. Whoa! No. Don't delete the model. Hey, easy there, big fella. Select the model. There we go. Here comes. Or not. That's not a good sign. Hey there. Oh, this is not a good. We are not off to a good start. Watch this. Well, there it goes. Was it? No, yeah, it's seated all the way, and it's not. It's getting like an intermittent. Oh man, really? Hold on, no, hold on. Okay, no, it was not. Well, okay, no, it was the right side didn't click. Okay. Woo! Okay, good. The Crossfire modules used to have an issue with that, which is why I was like, oh great, here we go. But yeah, I'm pulling on it and tugging on it, and it's not losing. It's not losing connection. So there it is. It's on. It's doing things. It's got a cool little blue light on the inside. It's got a fan that's running, and it's just sitting on this ELRS 2.4. It's not. So you guys are getting feedback from it, just like Crossfire, I guess, huh? That's kind of wild. So I held the button down, and now that put me into the menu. Okay, so we've got Express ELRS. Oh, okay. Now it goes took me out of the menu. Packet rate 500 hertz, TLM ratio 1 to 128, power 1,000 milliwatts. Let's turn the power down. That's probably why you guys are getting so much nonsense. Coming down to 50 milliwatts. That'll be totally fine for in here. RGB is on auto. Wow, it keeps if you don't hit a button for like 2 seconds, it goes back. It defaults back to the thingy. That's a little strange. RGB is set to auto. Great. There's bind and there's update. All right, cool. So I'm gonna power this thing down, and well, let's just try it. Let's just see if it'll bind. Let me put it into bind, and I'll do the little procedure on this, and we'll see what happens. Maybe it's magic. 661 says, if the button is working, does that mean it's on 2.1? I think it might.
Timer 1.
Because I remember that from one of the videos, them saying that the button doesn't work in the older firmware. But let's just give this a shot. I'm gonna come down here to bind, and it says binding. And it just backed out. What's it doing? It says binding for like 1 second, and then it just backs out. Is that because I have to hook it up to the computer, I guess? Interesting. Okay. It won't stay in bind mode, so I assume that I have to hook it up to the computer. So away we go. I'm gonna need your guys' help on this one, but over on the Express LRS website, they do have a little quick start guide thing. So I'm gonna kind of follow that. McConnell Studio says you might need to use the configurator to create a binding phrase on both TX and RX. 661 says watch the Jai video. Okay, so let's watch the Jai video, because it's only a minute. So let's see what's going on here. Is there no audio in the video? I don't think there's any audio in the video. Bueller? What's happening? Hold on. Hold on, please. Why is there no audio? What is happening here? Yeah, no, audio should be working. I think maybe there's just no audio in the... It looks like a video that would have audio, though. Hold on, let me hit a video that I know has audio. Audio ain't working. Let me quit out of OBS. I'll be right back. You'll get a pinwheel for a second, but I'll be back. Hold on. All right, we are good to go.
So we're quad, we'll bind, go back to the previous RF mode.
Hold on. I need to refresh. That video didn't have anything talking about the module. I feel like I need to do the module first. Right? Okay. You might need to use the configurator. It should be able to update TX with the USB connection. Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. You have to have the receiver in bind mode first to do traditional binding. Aha! Okay. Cool. So let's get this thing plugged into Betaflight, and we'll try the CLI binding command. Maybe that'll work. While I'm doing this, let me hit play on the video. Oh, come on now. You know... So... This is a super pet peeve of mine. When when you go to plug the USB in, and it pushes the goddamn PCB up and out of the grommet. You know what doesn't do that? Newbie drone stuff. Sometimes you can sneak it back down. Sometimes you have to pull it apart to get it to go back down. Come on now. Really? You're going to F with me this early on? Brand new quad. Get down there. No, I'm going to have to... Really? And like I can't really... It's hard to like... get in here to push down on it. Not off to a great start with this Happy Model rig. This really annoys me about the squishy boards when they do this. Because then to get it back on, you got to either pull it apart, or you got to like flex this little post, and like these posts are kind of fragile, so you don't really want to have to flex them unless you really need to. Okay. Well, you know. There we go. There we go. Okay. So hopefully I didn't just weaken the hell out of that post. That screw is sitting up awful high, though. I think maybe they just didn't tighten this screw down all the way. Hold on. Let me crank this screw down a little bit. Oh, this frame is blacklight reactive. I'll be damned. Okay. Okay, Happy Model. I like that. Look at that. Ooh. Okay. Now I'm okay with the frame being green. I'd rather it be clear, but all right, let me just get caught up on chat here. McConnell Studios says you might use. We got that. Should be able to update the TX USB. Benedictson says make sure you're looking at the right version of the documents on the ELRS site. There's a 1.2, 2.0 drop down at the top. Let me do that now. Let me make sure I've done that now. Oh, this is on 2.0, so I'm gonna go here to 1.0. Okay, 1.0 and then quick start. Awesome, good call, brother. CMYK says we got that. Dan636 says I think as long as the two softwares match, you should be able to bind them. We're about to find out. Scott Gillen's in the house. Okay, so for real this time, we're gonna get this Mobula 6 plugged in without pushing the AIO off of the rubber grommet. Hopefully. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. So let me see if I can just throw it into bind mode. Let me see if it's magically easy. Sure it won't be, but I would love for it to just bind, and I'm just not gonna think about anything. All right, so we're gonna come into the CLI here. Let me make sure I didn't jack up this scene. Nope, we're good. And I think it's just BND, right? No. Is it bind? Get bind. What's that? I thought it was BND. What did he do in the video to put it into bind mode?
Hey everyone, here's a really quick how to bind your new Happy Model all-in-one.
Oh, it's in the receiver tab now. You're right. Good call. I'm used to old school Betaflight. Receiver tab. There it is. Bind receiver. I'll be goddamned. Bind _ RX. That's what it is. Good call, Kevin. Okay, so I'm going to put this module back in here. Ooh, telemetry lost. Hold on, let me pause the.
Just make
I
sure
got too much going on at once.
500 hertz.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see if it's Ciotti proof. I'm sure it's not, but maybe it is. All right, so this thing's the Mobula 6 is flashing as if it's in bind mode. I've got power to the module, holding the button down, going down the bottom to bind, hitting bind. Binding, nope, it just pops right out. Packet rate is on 500 hertz. I think he said that. Let me watch the video one more time.
There's a really quick how to bind your new Happy Model all-in-one flight controller. You can see the little SMD.
All right.
Down there for the 2.4 board. So plug it in, get a Betaflight.
Plugged it in.
It's set onto any RF mode. That's fine. Over in your receiver tab, you're going to hit bind. You're going to get flashing lights.
Okay.
Telemetry lost.
On your TX, I've lost telemetry then because I was connected before. Just make sure you're flashed 500 hertz enabled on your transmitter. You don't need to use it. So
Okay, I have 500 hertz.
250.
Packet rate 250. Okay.
RF signal low.
All right, so I changed my packet rate to 250.
Back, I have a connection. So here you can see
What else is in that Lua? TLM ratio 1/64. God, it keeps going back to this main menu. TLM ratio is 1/2. So I'm just gonna match my settings up to his. 1/64. Power 10 milliwatts. Ooh, good. I'll go all the way on. 25 is as low as this will go. All right, let's see. Binding. It just says binding for like 1 split second. Doesn't seem to have fixed anything. Let me make sure that it's on SPI in Betaflight. SPIRX support, yeah. I wonder if this should be... I feel like this should have something selected, right? This should probably not be blanked out. I think I could kind of see it in his Betaflight screen. Let's take a look.
So plug it in, get a Betaflight.
All right, let's see here.
It's set onto any RF mode. That's fine.
Okay.
Over in your
No, he has it blanked out. Okay.
receiver tab.
All right, so it looks like I have to do some. Kevin Sumner thinks it needs to say CRSF, although it doesn't in his, but it's worth a shot. Let's try it. Let's go to CRSF. What? Why are no results found? Oh, because it's on SPI. Crossfire doesn't exist in SPI. Let's make sure the ports are right. Oh my god, this thing is flashed on Betaflight 4.3. They're sending out rigs flashed with an unstable firmware. That's wild. Oh, it has to be 4.3, but oh wow. Okay. Super fast RX light blinking means Wi-Fi is active. I'm gonna unplug this to make sure it doesn't get too hot. Putting my pinky in here. Ooh, it does get hot. Oh boy. It's probably it's running the VTX as well. Let me turn on low power startup to make sure I don't low power VTX to make sure I don't cook the video transmitter. They already have it on. Okay. What's the minimum power level? 25? Okay. Alright, well, I might as well put this up onto race 8, and I can drop the power. I could just run it on... I'll run it on 100. Let's get that saved. Okay. Alright, so we're doing a couple simple things here. SPIRX support, and might as well throw this onto tear. Okay, cool. On the SPI Whoop board, 661 says you have to change packet rate in the CLI to match your TX module settings. Interesting. So you have to change packet rate in the CLI. Okay. So let's go into the CLI, and I'm going to take a wild guess. I'm going to type get packet. Let's see if it finds anything. Nope. Get ELRS. Nope. Get SPI. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Now we got some stuff. Anything that says packet rate. Oh, here we go. RX SPI protocol, Express ELRS. Express LRS, rather. Nothing talking about packet rate in here, though. Let's keep looking. No. Alright, nothing about packet rate in here that I can see super easily. Kevin Sumner says it needs to say CRSF. It should come shipped on 500 hertz on the Whoop. Okay, so I'm going to put this module back to 500 hertz, and let's try this one more time, real quick. Let's just give this one more quick try. Now that it's on 500, the quad is plugged in, and we're going to go to receiver, and cool. Now it's in binding mode, quick flashing red. Let's just go to the module, binding, bind, nothing. Okay, cool. So we need to do some updating, I'm fairly certain. Right? So let's do that. It's worth a shot. It's a good little test there. All right, unplugging the rig. Okay, Brandon's Baked Beans says 661 is correct. Kevin Sumner says that's for URRX. Okay, Jory says has to be 4.3 because ELRS. Athix says ELRS runs on CF antenna. Crossfire antenna? 661 says packet rate doesn't have to match to bind, but it does have to match to connect after that. Okay, good to know. Betterton says 4.3 is the only one that has the ELRS code in it. Gotcha. Athix says crossfire settings. Not sure what that means. Brandon's Baked Beans has a link here. Let's copy the link address and see where it takes us. Button binding. Bind_RX. CLI type in set. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Is this maybe it? Set Express LRS UID equals 0. Press the bind button on the flight controller using the CLI type in. Button binding. Put the receiver into bind mode using any of these procedures. Oh, okay. Okay. So this is just a CLI command to put into the bind mode. Execute the low script. What am I looking at here, Brandon? The 4.3 that it's on is more like 4.2 with only the 4. Okay, gotcha. There's a new build, but not shipping. Okay, gotcha. Wi-Fi thing that's for URX. Okay. First comment on that Jive video has the info that you want. Awesome. Okay, so first comment is, are you using the stock settings on the Mobula 6 or did you retune? Does that have the info that I want? Shipped AO firmware TX module only has to have been flashed with the 500 hertz option ticked to bind. 500 hertz does not need to be selected in the Lua for the binding to work. If you want to connect at a lower hertz rate than 500 when flying, you need to enter the following. Okay, no, we're fine. Now that we're matched up on 500, we should be fine. With this method, EP1, nope. I assume this is the one. Oh shit. There we go. Okay. What am I binding phrase? What is this binding phrase nonsense? What is this? Is this binding phrase the reason that everybody's bitching about ELRS kind of being a pain? I'm suspicious that it is. 661 says it's called something weird in the CLI. Alex Brown says, did you try plugging and unplugging the receiver quad 3 times in a row as ELRS said to do? I did not. Is that a real thing? But Anderson says set express rate, index rate. Okay. Jory says set your packet rate with set 250. Well, I'm back up to 500, so we should be good. 661 says you probably have to flash your module. Yeah. Alex Brown says, also, did you set the binding phrase on both the RX and TS? No, this binding phrase thing is brand new to me. 661's a pinned comment from Jai on that video with the CLI commands. Let's see. Pinned comment. No, there's none that are pinned, but I assume that this is it, because this has things. But I think we're good right now. I put the module back up onto 500, and you guys said that it doesn't need to be a match for binding. Big FPV says, here's the steps. First, Betaflight is fine. Second, go to Happy Model and update the flight controller. It will say what ELRS version it is, then go update the module on ELRS configurator that matches, then bind. Kevin Sumner says, binding phrase automatically binds your quads that have the same phrase as your TX. That's kind of cool. Muddy Dirksen says, binding phrase / Wi-Fi updating are a bit of a pain to get going at first, but once you have more than a few quads, wondering how you lived without it. I just want to do the bare minimum to get this thing to bind. No binding phrase for SPI boards. Cool. Can't deal with the binding phrase stuff. Great. All right. So we need to update this. It really feels like we need to update this module. So let's get it plugged in. I'll fire up that configurator and I'll do things. Unless you guys tell me that I should check versions first or something like that, but I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the ELRS walkthrough thing. All right, so I'm on ELRS 1.0. I have 1.0 selected here up top, right? Installing configurator. So I already did that. Download the latest configurator, blah, blah, blah. Targets for each of the supported hardware can see in the individual device pages. On the next page, you'll find the different firmware options you can set along with their explanations. Great. Firmware options. So here's the configurator. Boy, oh boy, do I wish I had 2 monitors set. This page explains blah, 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 helps you guide you through. Okay, some of these options, RX and TX targets. It's important that these options match both the TX module and receiver in order for them to bind. Team 2400 and Team 900 also share a few options. Okay, fine. Okay. So, wow, look at all this. Look at all this. 661 says, don't update the whoop, just flash your module. That's what I was hoping. Athix says, binding phrase, look at RX password. I gotcha. That's a angry YouTube name. They have to both be on the same release. 661 says, make sure there is a V1 point whatever target for that BetaFPV module in the ELRS configurator. Okay, so let's do that first. ELRS configurator. So I guess for releases, I want 1.2.1. Target. Device category. Here we go. BetaFPV 2.4. Well, it doesn't specify 500 or 1 watt. So let's just click this one and hope. And we'll hope. BetaFPV Is there a model number somewhere here? ELRS micro RF module, 2.4 gigahertz, 1 watt version. It doesn't specifically call it out. But, oh wait, no, yeah, we want transmitter. Flashing method. Okay. I am admittedly lost. So we got the release that we want, 1.2. Release notes, whatever. Device category. This was the only BetaFPV 2.4. Right? Yeah. Okay, so that's good. Device, there's only 2 devices, receiver and transmitter, so it's the transmitter. It's not the nano transmitter, but it's probably the same thing. Flashing method, UART or Wi-Fi. I'm definitely not doing Wi-Fi, so I guess I leave it on UART. Jory is pretty sure that it's the wrong module. I mean, it's obviously not a 900. So can I not update this? Oh, maybe I can't update it to 1.2? Here, let's see. Let's try 2.2. Okay. Let's take a look here. BetaFPV 2.4. Okay, so Beta 2.4. Oh, damn. Okay, so I guess I am updating the tiny whoop. Steady Eddie FPV says, if you're bothering to update, just go to the latest 2.x version. And yeah, so this specifies micro, and it also specifies 1000 milliwatt. So I guess I'm doing, so I've heard that 2.2 is bricking stuff, so I guess I don't want to do 2.2. I can just do 2.1, right? Hopefully, 2.1, great. Okay. I don't care if it's a little bit older. I just want it to work. BetaFPV 2.4, that's what we want. And then I still have the option for 1000 milliwatt. Great. UART method. Athix says nano is the junior light. Metal Distance says don't flash the nano. Kevin Sumner says select release 2.2.0. Jory FPV says there might not be a target. Yeah, so that's the case for this module here. Oh god, this new 1 watt module. There's not a 1.2 target. Okay. 661 says, yep, update the Betaflight. You need the newest 10.8 configurator. Oh, this is oh my god. This is a nightmare. Medicine says 2.1 should be fine. There are only a few fixes in 2.1. Athix says 2.1 is good. Great. Brian Jarvis says 2.2 is only bricking internal modules, isn't it? No, I had heard that 2.2 is bricking receivers, which maybe we wouldn't have to deal with, but I don't. It's whatever. I'm not playing with fire. So flashing method UART, download Lua scripts, whatever. I don't like Lua scripts. Device options, standard mode, manual mode. I'm just gonna leave it on standard mode. Binding phrase setup. I don't think I need to set up binding phrases, right? Pairs receivers, the transmitter. I'm going to turn this off unless you guys tell me I should turn it back on. I just want this up in the air as quick as I can. Compatibility options. You are inverted. I don't know. Unlock higher power. Sure. Performance options. No sync on ARM. Sure. Feature OpenTX. Great. So any of these that should be changed, people? Extra data. Telemetry report. Interval. No. Auto Wi-Fi on interval. Actions, manual serial device selection. Kevin Sumner says set your binding phrase anyway. You can do button bind also. It only has to be the same major release. The point part doesn't matter. 661 says just start uninstalling Betaflight and get the new configurator. Little questions provide good info. I just want to do this fast though, guys. At some point I'll come back and read about all this shit, but I just want to rip this as quick as I can. You guys think I'm good to go? Can I? What do I do? Hit build, build and flash. I guess I hit build and flash, right? Close the ELRS config. Why? I have to put it onto. Oh no, it's probably already on 2.1, huh? Will it tell me? It says Wi-Fi update on the screen. Password Express LRS. So do I really not have to do anything in this Express LRS configurator, or should I hit bind and flash? Kevin Sumner says hit build and flash. 661 says close the ELRS config. Which should I do? Should I bind and flash, or should I close it? I unplugged the module. Let me put power to the module and see if it'll tell me what version it's on. If it's already on 2.1, then this was a big waste of time.
Welcome to OpenTX.
All right, come on. Module's coming on. There it is. All right, let me see if I can find it. If it's already on 2.x, close it. Yeah, I have a feeling it is, right? It won't tell me, but I feel like it has to be on 2 point something because there isn't a target for 1.2, right? So, yeah, it's got to be fine. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but it should be fine, right? So, I'm just going to back out of the configurator. And we are going to bash our head into some other things. Okay, so now I got to be quick with plugging this in. Oh, God. Yeah, I hit all the wrong buttons. I'm sleepy. I would rather just take a nap than do this. But it says if there's no one put a target. Yeah, it's exactly what I'm thinking. Okay. Okay. Here we go. So I need the new Betaflight configurator. Let's let the pain begin. Close this. I'm gonna go to Betaflight GitHub and now let's do this. Betaflight GitHub configurator. There we go. Okay, cool. So now we're in Betaflight-configurator. Let me see what version I'm on right now. Right now I'm on 10.8.0, but then there's a debug with a bunch of nonsense. So it's possibly in here. No, that ain't it. God, I hate having to deal with GitHub. Downloads are available in releases. Okay, pre-release. This is probably what I need. Release candidate 3. Pre-release candidate. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is 2 days ago. All right, so this should be the one. Port back. Okay. Assets. Here we go. All right. So we want Mac OS. All right. So that's downloading. Now, is the hex gonna? I hope the hex is in there. Man, it would be nice if the hex was in there. So let's back out of Betaflight. That is done downloading. let's get it going. All right, fresh Betaflight configurator, overriding the old one, and we're gonna replace. Good God, the configurator is 353 megabytes. Beefy boy. 10.8 RC3, okay, cool. Lua should tell you what version the module is. Yeah, I don't have the Lua installed though, it's fine. Make sure your OpenTX is 2.3.13 or newer. It should be. I just reinstalled OpenTX like last week.
Welcome to OpenTX.
Let's make sure though. It's a good call. We're gonna go into the, where's the version? Version 2.3.14. 2.3.13. Hey, finally something goes right. Okay, so we've got the new configurator in here. We be firing it up. Let's give it a second here. Make sure open. Okay, we got that. 661 says remember you need to be on 2K PID loop once you update the flight controller for the newest version. Jesus, that sucks. I am gonna turn off. I'm gonna run Quad 66. Just put out a really good video about tiny whoop tuning. And he's turning off. He's having better luck with the dynamic filters in 4.3 than the RPM filtering. So I'm going to follow that. He's got 5 dynamic notch filters turned on and the RPM filtering turned off. So that'll get a little bit of CPU performance back, which is good. And I'll probably also turn off the accelerometer. Mudderson says you could run 4K only if you turn off bidirectional. Yeah, so that's the plan for sure. Come on, work. Launch, you bastard. Go, verify. Verify faster. Open, yeah, there we go. Okay, great. All right, so let me go in here and get a diff for this, and I'll get that into the clipboard, and then I will put the new firmware on it. What's up, Cheesy FPV? All right, so let's connect here. Actually, just interested to see what they've done. Let me actually take a quick look through this. So they've changed. So they've got a custom PID tune on it. That's pretty cool. Feed forward transitions at 0.21. Interesting. They've got the name Express. Look at all this Express ELRS stuff down here. Domain, ISM 2400. Here, let me zoom in for you guys. Gyro 1. VTX stuff. Bunch of OSD stuff in here. That's pretty cool. VBAT, yaw motors reverse. Wow, they have it set up for props out. That's cool. SPI bus. All right. There's the VTX table. I set it up for TAER. All right, nothing groundbreaking, but let me grab all this and okay. So the board is Crazy BF4 SX 1280. Crazy BF4 SX 280. See if we can find it here. Well, we'll use auto detect. Hey, look at that. That is terrific. Oh man, we got some fresh firmware up in here. Yesterday. Firmware as of yesterday. Look at the Betaflight devs go. Load firmware online. 661 doesn't think I want to paste in that diff. Well, maybe I won't need to. This sounds like a pretty specific target. So in theory, I won't need to paste that diff in. But it's nice to have that diff in the clipboard. And I'm actually just really quick gonna dump it into a document. No, that's not what I want. Where is... I'll just throw it in here. Yeah, here we go. Just throw it at the bottom, and I'm just going to leave myself a little note here. Mobula 6 diff. Okay, cool. It's safe in there now. God forbid I need it. It's not gone forever. There we go. Programming successful. No motor call for accelerometer. Okay, cool. Standard stuff. Let's get the accelerometer knocked out real quick here. Just put it as flat as I possibly can on the desk. Hold it nice and still. All right, accelerometer is calibrated. This thing has been plugged in for a minute. Let's go ports. Looks okay. Config. Looks okay. Fine. Telemetry, air mode. Alright. Let me come back in here. No motor protocol. Great. I am going to go to DShot 300. I'm not going to turn on bidirectional. Save and reboot. Ah! Motor direction is reversed. I'm going to have to do that again. Damn it. Alright, come on, come on, come on. Here we go. Gotta reverse that. Save and reboot. Okay. So, should this just work now? Let me go to tuning super quick. Filters. Before I forget, I just want to move this up to 5 notches. We're going to turn that off. Gyro notch filter at 1,000 for some weird... or wait, is it a... It's not a gyro notch, it's a low pass. We want this low pass at 1,000. There's some weird... what? There's some weird harmonic... oh, well, okay. I guess I can just do this. 1,000, okay, good. There's some weird harmonic with tiny whoops apparently. And then this max frequency, I want that all the way up at 1,000 as well. And, okay, let's just save that super quick, like, just so that there's going to be enough filtering. Okay, none of this, I'm not worried about any of this other stuff. We're going to go to receiver, and we're going to put it into bind mode, and let's just see what happens. Maybe it'll just magically bind, I don't know. Bind receiver. Hold on, let me unplug it and I'll replug it to make sure that when I hit bind receiver something happens, because I don't know if anything happened that time. Okay, receiver. Alright, so it's flashing red, flash, 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 bind, flash, 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 flash. I can't tell if it's in bind mode, but I'm just going to go into the module and go down to bind and see what happens. Nope, it just says binding for like 1 second and then just hops right out. Wait a second. Oh my god, it bound immediately. All right, we're good. That's all I care about. We got roll. Nope, that's on pitch. Done. Here we go. Let's get this fucker up in the air. We're on tear now. We've got everything is below 1,000. That's great. Everything's below 2,000. Let's get this stick low to 1,000, stick high to 2,000. Little bit of deadband. Auto smoothing is at 30. That's great. Express LRS. Look at that in the SPI. Let's check aux 1, aux 2, aux 3. Great. All is right with the world. I don't really even care about RSSI. We're gonna save it. Here we go.
Telemetry lost.
Gonna do this as quickly as I possibly can. It looks like RSSI is coming through on aux 12, so I might as well just throw it in here, aux 12, and save it real quick. All right, we're gonna blast through.
Telemetry recovered.
Metal Dirtson says ARM has to be high on aux 1 and ELRS also. What? Make sure there's nothing in the adjustments tab. Yeah, adjustments tab is emptied out. I am gonna add some shit to it. OSD profile selection, aux 2. We're gonna open it up. All right, good to go. This is how I turn the OSD off and on. OSD. Let's just bang this out real quick. Oh God. No, I have a CLI dump that I can drop in for the OSD. It's fine. Configuration 8K, 4K, accelerometer is on. I can turn the accelerometer off. I want to do everything I possibly can to save processor load. And we're going to turn on the beeper. Brandon's Baked Beans says don't use RSSI. Okay, so it'll do RSSI on its own, like Crossfire. That's cool. All right, so come in here, receiver. I'm going to turn that RSSI off. Okay, configuration again. Make sure I didn't miss anything. D-Shot beeper is on. Air mode, OSD. I do want to turn off air mode. I don't want it on constant. And we're going to save and reboot one more time.
Telemetry lost.
Okay, next up, power and battery. Looks good. Failsafe, don't care. Presets. Oh, presets. Look at that. I haven't seen that before. Filters I already changed, right? 1, I am going to push the D term up to, let's go to 1.4. Save it, and then the dynamic notch is on. Gyro low pass 1 is on 1,000. That's good. Rates, center 20. Max rate 700. Expo 0.7. All right, throttle expo, let's do 0.4. Throttle mid, I'm gonna have to play with, but I'll take a guess and say 0.35. We'll adjust that in the OSD. And PIDs, I'm actually gonna put it up in the air on the stock PIDs for the time being. Feed forward transition all the way up to 1. Man, they have a lot of feed forward in here. Let me take this down at least a little bit. What? Off. I don't want the sliders. And 120. Okay, that's all I'm gonna do is
Telemetry lost.
just bump that feed forward down. Throttle boost is at 5. Motor output limit 100. Great. That looks good. Cell count. That's fine. Absolute control integrated yaw. Dynamic damping. I'm gonna turn this up to 50 and 50 like I always do. Anti-gravity, we'll bump that up to 5. I-term relax, we're going to drop that down to 10. Roll pitch, set point, good. Okay, man, these PIDs are really soft.
Low battery.
Feed forward averaging 2 point, good call. There we go, awesome. Save that. I am going to push these PIDs at least a little bit. This is way too low. 45 up to 60, 47 up to 60, 45 up to 60. These are just rough values. 60 for D max, and then for D min, we're going to go, let's go with 40. And let's save that. All right, so that it'll have a fighting chance at flying half decent. Receiver, everything should be okay. RSSI channel did not save on disabled, which is weird.
Telemetry lost.
Okay, modes, ARM,
Telemetry recovered.
1.
Low battery.
There's the, wait, no. We want arm here. Failsafe beeper. Beeper I want over here. Aux 3, and I want it all the way down. Okay, these are in a different order. This is interesting. Telemetry, black box, air mode. Set range. We want air mode here, and I want it on both of these switch positions. Great. Camera position, flip over after crash. I want that up here in the middle. Good. Paralyze user 1. VTX disable launch control. Might as well for funsies. We want that in the middle. Great. Stick command disable. That's weird. Beeper mute. That's weird. So we should be good. Accelerometer is off, so I don't have.
Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered.
I don't have.
Low battery.
Words eluded him. Bidirectional is off. Motor idle is 5.5. Fine. OSD I'm going to drop in. Video transmit. Oh man, the it didn't come over. That's admittedly annoying.
Telemetry lost.
Man, this thing does get hot. You are not kidding. Jeez. Okay. Brian Jarvis says, "What is launch control?" Just do a quick YouTube search. There's videos on it. Search for like Betaflight launch control. You'll find it. It's kind of hard to explain. Let me grab the VTX table out of that diff. Where did that diff go? I think I put it in here. Yeah, I put it in here. Yeah. There it is. Okay, so let's just grab this. Maybe, just maybe, this will get the VTX table ripping and running. Resource, serial TX timer. No, I don't care about that. DMA. She's looking for anything else VTX table related. Yeah, here's the rest of it. Okay, so I'm gonna have to paste it in two little clip glops. Okay. Oh, the presets have VTX tables. That's right. Yo, the presets are gonna change everything. I'm so excited for those presets, man. Holy crap! I can't believe it took so long. All right, it is plugged back in. We are going to connect. We're going to come down here to CLI. I'm going to paste in that big chunk of VTX table. Error in VTX table, too many frequencies, expected 8. That's probably fine. I also want this. Set VTX low power disarm. I'm going to drop this in here. I'm going to also do... There's some Express LRS stuff that was in that diff. Maybe I don't need it though. OSD, debug mode, VTX power. Let's grab that and throw that in there. And then I want to grab my OSD blurb, which is in this one here. So there it is. Okay, there's my little OSD chunk. Come on, you little chunky boy. There we go. Okay, great. And we are going. What's invalid? Okay, that's fine. All right, and then save it. Cool. Let's see if the VTX tables. Damn it. Yeah, so I need to load it from a file. Anybody know what VTX table this thing wants? 3028 Wind Dancers. No. T-Motor 3140s. Yeah, the T-Motor 3140s are arguably the best micro prop available. What VTX table? Anybody? Let's just try Smart Audio 2.1. Maybe it'll work. Save.
Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered. Low battery.
Flight controller is attached to these tramp Smart Audio. Smart. Oh, really? Parts tab set up for Smart Audio. I mean, probably not. How does Smart Audio work when the VTX is built in? Is it a UART? Is it on a UART? Well, you know, it'll probably... Let's see if it'll fly.
Telemetry
Let's
lost.
just see if it'll fly. I can just jump to I can just find the channel. Batteries are done. I did that, Alex Brown. It didn't work. Not totally sure why, if I'm honest. All right, so these two batteries I'm gonna burn down on that rig. Okay, so we've got 6 charged nitronectar 250 mAh batteries. That is for the head-to-head that we're gonna do. But I also charged 2 of these batteries that it comes with. So let's see if they'll work. It didn't blow up. I put full voltage to it and it didn't blow up. Hey, look at that. It's on race 8. Hey, look at that. My OSD is in there. I'll be damned. Will it arm? Oh my God, guys, it's flyable. That's all I wanted. Here we go. This is what really matters. 0702, 26,000 kV versus 0802, 25,000 kV. This first battery is going to be one of these Happy Model batteries because I want to make sure that the tune is at least somewhat acceptable before we start actually comparing these things. But the main thing that I'm going to be trying to figure out is power. All right. Brandon's Baked Beans is being very nice and saying that he thinks I got it going fast. Thanks, dude. Appreciate that. Okay, wow, these batteries that they give you fit really loose in here. Like, that's not great.
Telemetry recovered.
Okay, let me get this thing onto the right.
Low battery.
Oh, ESC firmware, good call. So let's fly it on this battery. I'll get like a little initial impression, and then I'll probably move it to 48K. Why is that so washed out for you guys? It's not that washed out for me. Well, it'll be fine. This apartment is dark as shit, so. The camera is very zoomed in. What is the deal with that? Hold on, let me, the battery wire is all over the goddamn place. Hold on. Let me get this into a little bit of a better state for flying. Yeah, the camera feels like it's really zoomed in.
Low battery.
As in, like, not very wide field of view. I'll know more in a second. Is the OSD only on when it's all the way up? Oh, I know why. Okay. Okay. It's not off to a good start. Hold on. This is interesting. Things are reversed. Come on. Motors are blowing downwards. Yeah, so the motors are spinning the right direction, but left is right and right is left. What is that about? That's not a tear problem. What?
Telemetry lost.
Yeah, no, props are out. If it was a props out, if it was a props in, props out. Oh wait, maybe I didn't save it. I can't say I've ever had this problem before. Man, it is rare that we find something that that I haven't immediately figured out, or that I haven't experienced before. So first things first, let's check the let's check this guy. Oh. What? Why?
Telemetry lost.
Oh, god damn it, and I just pushed the fucking board off the grommet again.
Low battery.
Alright, so I'm gonna call it. I don't like this frame. This frame is not, this is not a great frame. These posts are just super squishy. Okay. So why do I not have... Maybe because it's calibrating? You got to give it a second to calibrate. Hold on. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any gyro action going on. That's not good. What? Why? What? Oh, the accelerometer is... Well, no, this should be gyro. Oh, no, I have to save and reboot. Although, let's try it.
Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered.
No, yeah, that's right. It is the accelerometer. Okay, now let's there we go. Okay, so oh yeah, look at that. Wow, they ship it. Oh no. Okay. When I flashed it. Yep. Good call, guys. Good call, chat. So we're gonna yaw 180. I think that's the right one. Let's see.
Telemetry lost.
All right.
Telemetry recovered.
So that should explain it. Left, right, yaw, left, yaw, right. Why is it not registering yaw? What the hell? Why is it not registering yaw? Doesn't this usually... Yeah, this usually... I guess because it's looking at the accelerometer. Everything is weird right now, but let's just save and reboot here, and let's see if it flies.
Telemetry recovered. Low battery. Telemetry lost.
The whole world is very, very confusing right now. That there's not... It's not... Why was it not registering yaw in there? It always registers yaw on that. Does it usually, Nah, man, there's fucking we got problems here. We got some issues. Is one motor blow... Alright, hold on. The world's gone mad.
Telemetry lost.
I have to plug USB in again. That means I'm going to push the board off of the effing grommet. Nah, we got it this time. Alright. Let's go back in here. Connect! And...
Telemetry recovered.
Low
battery.
Let's come in here to motors, and let's see if there's anything wacky going on with the motors. Let's give it some power. Make sure they're all spinning the right direction. Because there is something truly odd going on. Motor 1. Ah, the motors are... Yeah, all right, so there's a lot in that diff that I needed. The motors are in the wrong spot now. So let's go reorder motors. I understand the risks. Propellers are off. Start. Click the spinning motor, left front. Click the spinning motor, left rear. Click the spinning motor, right front. Click the spinning motor, right rear. Okay, save. And now we're going to go back in there and we're going to make sure the motor directions are all correct. Let's just do them individually. Motor 1. Is that going the right way? I think it's going the right. Well, here, let's do this. We can just hit this and then spin them up and see if they're all making thrust. 1 is making thrust. Give a little more. 1's making thrust, 2's making thrust, 3's making thrust, 4's making thrust. We're good. Cool. All right. Now that the motors are in the right spots, this thing is going to fly an awful lot better. Motor 1 is now right rear. Motor 2 is now right front. Motor 3 is now left rear. Motor 4 is now left front. There we go. Okay, D-shot 300, 5 per... Okay, we're good. I think. Let's see. Let's try it again. And here we go. Hopefully, it will now fly. Let's find out. Hey. Hey! Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. So there is just a metric ton of up tilt. There is like all the up tilt in the whole world. Let's get that taken care of because it's kind of unflyable with this amount of up tilt. Jesus, that was wild. They've got a piece of foam in between the flight controller and the camera, which is preventing me from reducing the up tilt. So I'm just gonna poke that out of there. And because there's a huge gap between the camera and the flight controller, so we should be totally fine. There we go. Hey, that's much more realistic. Okay. Yeah. Here we go, friends. Mobula 6 ELRS. Oh my god. Wow, okay. So the hover... My god. The hover point is really, really, really high. And that battery just went dead immediately. Let's try the other one. Jesus. Okay, hold on. I just charged these batteries.
Telemetry recovered.
Okay.
Low battery.
Let me change the throttle scaling. Or the throttle mid, because my god, the hover point is like, let's try 45%.
Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered. Low battery.
Oh, it's got some power. The throttle resolution is really interesting. It's way different than the 0802s.
20 seconds.
Feels light. It's because it is. Very jittery. Could be because of the lightweight.
10,
Man, it
9,
does make some power.
8,
Tune ain't too bad either.
6,
Jesus, it boogies. Okay.
4, 3, 2,
Wow, I can't believe how different these motors feel. The rates also kind of feel weird though. Something's... It's almost like two... Let me check the rates real quick. No, they look right.
Telemetry lost.
Battery life is pretty horrible, but these batteries that they
Telemetry
provide are probably terrible.
low battery.
Can't really make a informed statement on that until I've put a battery that I know onto this. Oh boy, come on. There's something about it I can't quite put my finger on. All right, let's get a proper battery into this. I'm pretty. Oh, maybe it's the latency. Maybe I'm feeling the latency or the lack thereof. Every tiny whoop I've ever flown has been on FR Sky. All right, so now we're gonna go to a Newbie Drone Nitro Nectar Gold 250 to try to keep this thing nice and light. Hey, let's weigh this thing. So I am used to flying a tiny whoop that is 22.5 grams. This one is, geez, 19, right on the nose. Wow. Okay. That's a big difference. Good God. Okay. Let's see how a much better battery does. This is also on bi-blades. Like, there's so much different about this rig. Man, this battery fits in here really loose, too. This, I am not a fan of this frame in any way, shape, or form. This thing needs a Cockroach 65 frame, in my opinion. That'll probably be the first thing that I do. Okay, so let's see. Now we've got a legit battery in it. So let me just, well, you know, let me see what the cruising. I don't have my throttle percentage in the OSD right now, so I'm just gonna look at the transmitter. Oh balls! Hold on. I need to know what the hover throttle is, so that I can get the damn thing. Yeah, so I can get the throttle expo set properly. So that is now at a hover. And I'm at -10, so -10 is roughly like 4. So what the hell? Why'd the battery die? What's happening? What is this thing killing batteries like this for? I did move the PIDs up a little bit, but I mean, come on. Let's go to profile, and I need to fix this. Oops, nope. Rates. The throttle expo midpoint is only at 45. Let's move it up to 50. That's probably a little bit more realistic. And let me pull the PIDs back down. I'll pull this back. They were roughly like 45. Pitch P. 45. Yaw P. Down to 45. Okay. And then D-maxes can stay the same. I do need to pull the D-mins down, though. No, they're at 40. That's fine. They're fine.
Telemetry lost.
Come on. Come on.
Covered.
Come on. Please, arm.
Battery.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, that made a big difference in the tune. The tune is not nearly as good as it was a minute ago. It's a big bobble. Oh, boy. Wow, the runtime is rough. Could just be 3 bad batteries in a row. Let's keep putting batteries on it.
Telemetry lost.
The motors are not hot. Veritas Weasel says, I think your battery may be dying because you have the transmitter at 1 watt. What would that have to do with the quad? The transmitter's output power, I wouldn't think would have anything to do with the batteries on the quad dying. But I could be wrong. I often am. And I moved the transmitter power down to 25 milliwatts.
Telemetry recovered. Low battery.
Let's make sure that it's stuck. Yeah, it's at 25. It's at 25 milliwatts.
Low battery.
Yeah, I'm not letting it sag super low. Oh yeah, let's see what these batteries are bouncing back to. Like what that battery that I just had plugged in, let's see what it's bouncing back to.
Telemetry recovered. Low battery.
3.8? No, yeah, I mean I try to let them bounce back up to 3.8.
Telemetry lost.
Interesting. Where'd that other battery go? It's still in it. Realistically, I think to really do this test, I need to get this. I just need to get these to really test these. Oh yeah, you're right, Metal Dirt Skin. 48K PWM. Yeah. We need to get it on the 48K.
Telemetry lost.
Yep. Good call. I forgot about that. All right, let's knock that out real quick. But this build is so different that I don't know. I think I might need to get these
Telemetry
motors into. I'm also going to put this on Blue Jay. Might as well. I need to get these motors into a known frame and build and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? So let's go here. I'm no longer using BL Heli. I'm just straight up using the ESC configurator online. So an ESC configurator. There we go. All right, so let's get some. What? Come on, man. Fucking kidding me. Oh, please, come. Yes. Oh my God. Would you just. Hey, what? Oh, you son of a bitch, you. Alright, we will be using BL Heli because ancient computers are apparently not friends. Nope, there we go. Okay.
Telemetry lost.
FPV Exchange is in the house. What's up, Sinakis? How are you, brother? All right, so this is on 16.7. We're going to flash all. We're going to put it on to 16.7.1, which is, oh my God, are you kidding me? All right, I'm going to have to flash this on the laptop. Hold on. I'm going to use ESC configurator on the laptop. No, I'll do it on the Mac Mini. I think this cable is plugged in and it should work. Oh my God, there's stuff everywhere. There's stuff everywhere. I've made such a mess. All right. Quad is plugged in. ESC configurator.
Low battery.
All right, great. We need to give it some battery power and... Oh my god, okay. It doesn't work on Safari, so I'm...
Telemetry lost.
Jesus Christ on a cracker. No, I'll download Chrome. Oh my god. This is a perfect example of, like, why it takes so long for...
Telemetry recovered.
Sure, download it.
Low battery.
For me to get this computer up and running. Come on, Chrome, hurry up. Hurry up, Chrome. Yes. Install. Go, go, go. Yes. Terrific. Chrome is copying. Chrome has copied. Great. So excited. Chrome is launching. Open. It's fine. Trust it. It's fine. No, 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 no. Not default browser. Don't send usage stats. There we go. ESC configurator. Got it. All right. We've got a quad that has no power. Let's give it some power. There we go. All right. And select serial port. We got it. That's the one. Connect. Connect. Here we go. Accept all. Great. Read setup.
Telemetry lost.
Come on, baby. Read that setup. There we go. Flash all. We're going to go to BlueJ. OH5. Select version. 0.16. PWM frequency 48. Flash. All right. Let's give that a minute or two. Get caught up on chat a little bit. Alright, Metal Dirtskin, you are absolutely right. OH5 ESC BlueJ has a problem with HESCs. Oh, great. Maybe just with RPM filtering. Hopefully it's just with RPM filtering. Yeah, don't run 96 in my opinion, guys. 96, the braking goes to absolute hell. 48 is what you want. Unless you're just going for all out, like range or power. But F that. 48 all day. Okay. There we go. Okay. It's on there. Let me put the beacon delay to 2 minutes. Turn brake on stop on. Turn the volume up a little bit. On startup. And I'm going to write setup. Beautiful. Disconnect, and now we've got BlueJ sounds. Isn't that exciting? Let me check the voltage on this battery. Why don't I just plug it in and it'll give me the voltage on screen? 4.11. Terrific. Isn't that exciting? Okay. For real this time. Now with 100% more 48 kilohertz. You guys should get video back in a second here. Hopefully you already have it back. Let me get my OBS window up. There we go. All right. All right, people. Now the real test. Let's see how it is. God, it even sounds better. No extra... I got lucky on that little bounce there. Okay. It literally feels better. I think I changed something else, though. These bi-blades are something else. So... Oh, God! That mirror was an optical illusion. I can't believe how much power it has on the on these bi-blades. I was sure that it was going to need at least a tri-blade. Oh, almost got through it. It Matty flips. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Get out of there. Get out of there. There we go. And changing that throttle midpoint was a big old win. I'm shocked at how high in the oh, you know what? It's the bi-blades. The bi-blades make it make the hover point higher. I remember that from putting bi-blades on the other rigs. Okay. Wow, lightweight. I can really feel the lightweightness, but see that right there, I can also feel the lack of power. So I think what I'm feeling is the lightweight kind of masks the lack of power a little bit. Runtime is still pretty goddamn awful. We're only at 2 minutes. I am hammering on it. Pretty good. Oh, come on. Come on now. I don't think I'm going to be able to get comfortable enough to really give this a fair kind of comparison versus the rigs that I've been flying a bunch. All right, now the battery's actually dying. But I'm pretty impressed by that, if I'm totally honest.
Telemetry lost.
That is not bad at all. That is not bad at all. I am really curious what this will be like on a tri-blade. I think I'm going to put it onto a tri-blade. Let's get this onto the Gemfan tri-blades. No, these are now on Newbie Drone Nitro Nectar. It's already on Blue Jay, Dub Squared. Yeah, let's get it. I have to pull these props anyway. So let's get it onto the tri-blades, and we'll see what it do. Because there's no questioning that it's down on power a little bit versus what I want. So let's see what we can do about that. Real quick, like here. Let's just kick these guys off. I only put these tri-blades on this rig to test that balance issue that I was talking about earlier in the stream. And yeah, I found no difference in the balance of these tri-blades versus the 1.2 inch bi-blades, quad blades rather, which is good. That's what I was hoping to find, because I really do like the quad blades. These bi-blades they're on this, you know, most people are all about runtime for some reason with tiny whoops, and I just literally could not care any less about runtime on a tiny whoop. So yeah, let's get this thing onto a little bit more of a fair set of propellers, and then we'll see what's up. But so far, I am pretty stunned at the performance of this rig. I didn't. Oh, you know what? I want to, next time I'm up in the air with it, I want to try to think about latency and think about whether or not I can feel a difference in the latency. All right, let's see how much of a pain in the ass these bi-blades want to be. Oh man, the motors are noticeably harder to grab because they're even smaller. Oh god, yeah, it is tough to get a grip on these motors. I think I got it though. Come on. I think these are also HQ props, so that's another little handicap there. Gemfan Tiny Whoop props are better across the board. I've found the HQ Tiny Whoop props to actually be pretty bad, to be completely honest. The balance is not great, and you can just hear it. Like they sound inefficient. Like when you put the Gemfan props on, it just sounds right. Ooh man, this could be a thing in a minute here. We might have a don't know. Let's see. Let's see. The you can't argue with the weight. That is for sure. And unfortunately, some of that light weight is coming from this frame, and I really don't like this frame. So that's a shame. Although I don't know, once I have the settings dialed in, I won't really be plugging the USB in much, so that issue with it pushing the PCB off of the grommets won't be as big of a deal. Jesus, I can't get this last one off. Let's see if I can get it with the chip puller. There it goes. Okay. All right, stupid bi-blades are off. Pretty sure it's props out. Let's get some tries on here. Ooh, it even looks better with the tri-blades. That's just because they're red, though. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a good-looking propeller. Is it not? Yo, I'm getting hungry. We are going to just blast through these batteries, and then I'm going to wrap this up. Yo, I'm in season 5 of The Expanse. You guys are right. It's a really good show. They get a lot of stuff right. I'm constantly amazed at the outer space like physics that they pay attention to and really get right. It's a mix of that, and I'm horrified how much other shows get wrong. Other sci-fi shows get wrong. I'm trying to match up the up tilt. I think it's pretty close. All right, 100% more tri-blade coming at you. I think I'm going to do 2 more batteries on this. This is all. They've got the USB base facing forward, and then that means that the battery lead is also facing forward, which is kind of weird. I don't know why they did this. I don't know why they mounted this board front to back like this. My guess is it's so that the little ceramic ELRS antenna will clear. But I could be wrong about that. Well, here we go. Oh, that's so much better. Wow. Look how much more locked in it is, too. Can you guys see that? Can you guys see how much more locked in it is on these tri-blades? The PID tune still needs work, though. You see that big bobble on yaw? Let's see how it does on flips. Little bobble on roll, little bobble on pitch, too. Oh my god, it feels so much better on the tri-blades. Okay, let's see. Oh. All right, let's see. Hard to tell. It's got good power. Why is it... Oh, air mode is off. Oh, okay. Okay. Air mode is off. So I'm going to kill the OSD to get air mode to turn on. There we go. Oh, wow. Yeah, big. It really needs... It needs P&D gain desperately. Let's bring these back up to 60. And that should do a whole hell of a lot to just clean that up. All right, beautiful. Much better, much better. Yeah, now we're getting it. Yep. Oh boy, the crashing has begun. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh boy. Going through that gate backwards is shockingly difficult. Oh, okay. Okay. We got some throw, boys. Yeah. Okay. All right. I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. It's bouncing all over the place. Oh, latency, latency. Okay, let me see if I can feel. Oh, I feel like I can. I think I can feel. I think I can notice a difference in latency. Yeah, I think so. Oh boy. When I stop commenting, it means I'm kind of focusing, and it means that I'm happy. Yeah, pretty sure it... I'm pretty sure what I'm feeling is the difference in weight. It... These motors are lighter, though. Like, these, if I swap in a cockroach frame, it might not gain that much weight. There it is. We got through it backwards and in the middle of a power loop. I need to fix the... Let me plug it into Betaflight and fix the OSD, fix a couple quick things. Damn. No. We're going to go directly to the other rig. Okay, we're going to go straight to the other rig. Where the hell is it? Right in front of me. Okay. That battery's toasted. Here we go. This is the real test. This is the real test here. Let's see what the heavier, in theory, more powerful rig feels like when you back-to-back it. Here we go. I'm going to go to Newbie Drone Whoop. And... Okay. All right. This is exciting. This is on the Quad Blades 0802 25,000 kV Happy Mono Motors. Oh my god, it feels fat. Oh my god! It almost feels like the rates are different too. Ooh, that was a big one. It feels smoother though, like I don't have... Do I not have feed forward turned on? Nope, I've got feed forward turned on. Wow, the weight really makes a difference. The up tilt is definitely different, so that's tough. That makes it really hard to draw an accurate 1-to-1. Ooh, I hit another quad. I gotta be careful because there's water in the sink. Look, I hit that. There's a ripsqueak sitting here waiting to be flown tomorrow. Oh boy! I really feel like the rates are different between these two though. Jesus. I can absolutely feel the difference in latency. 100%. 100% I can feel the difference in latency. No questions asked. Absolutely unquestionable. Oh boy. Hey, so I have crash recovery on now. Which is a thing. When it sees a gyro spike, it turns the accelerometer on for a split second. I don't even think this has more power. The BT 2.0 rig definitely has more power, but that's not fair. Oh, wow, it really pulled me towards the other wall. Man, even though I'm more used to this rig, I am noticeably flying worse. Which is just it's just absurd because I've got hundreds of batteries on this rig. Oh boy, hopefully that doesn't go in the sink. Wow, it really sagged down. Jesus, it sagged down to 2.8, I think it said. Nope. Thought I could maybe limp it home. Oh wow. Wow. Lots of things going on here. Well, the main thing we wanted to talk about is the motors. But unfortunately, the all-up weight and the latency difference is... it might kind of just be too many. There might just sort of be too many different things to really get an accurate idea. I think to really compare these motors to the 0802s, I just need to just put the, but see, the thing is, these motors are meant for lighter weight builds. So in that respect, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. Hey, I didn't miss any super chats, did I? I've not really been looking at the chat. Let me fix the OSD real quick here. And I just need to push these guys over, and then I want angle pitch. Put that over here. And then I want, where's current? Where you at, current? Battery current draw. There we go. I want that. Okay. Lock this into NTSC. That's fine. RSSI. Great. Oh wait, does this not use? This uses. Link quality, huh? That's pretty cool. Okay, and then I want throttle position. There we go. All right, now we're talking. Okay. Move that over by 1. Good. Now the OSD is set. What was the other thing that I wanted to change? I mean, I can kind of start pushing the PIDs because it's fine. Let's save that. Filters feel okay. Rate profile, throttle expo. I'll be able to dial in the throttle expo a little bit more. What was the other thing I wanted to change? Damn it. Was it something in the receiver? TR. No. Shitters. Here's how you turn on crash recovery. Get crash to search for it. And then it's right in here. Crash recovery equals off. Just turn it to on. Set. Crash recovery equals on. Oh, it's not going to work because the accelerometer is turned off. Never mind. Oh wait, I'll just not save. I'll just not save. Air mode. Oh well, no, yeah, air mode's going to be fine now because I moved the OSD settings. Was it just the OSD that I wanted to change? Arm is all the way down. Beeper is there. Air mode. Yeah, air mode's good. Flip over after crash. That's good. Okay. I-term relax is good. Anti-gravity is good. I think that's everything. As soon as I get up in the air, I'll remember it. Absolute control. Cell count. Damn it, what the hell was it? I-term relax. Launch control. I'll just show you. Launch control is what racers use to get off the line. It's just for fun. It's not something that is going to do anything for you, but it's kind of fun. It allows you to sit the quad up on its front motors. Here, ready? Hold on. Keystrokes aren't working. Audio ain't working. Jesus. Here we go. Back to the Mobula rig, and I'm on the wrong model on the radio. All right, there we go. Now the OSD is good to go. Terrific. So launch control is on right now, so I can pitch forward, and it's bouncing because it's a tiny whoop, but it lets you nose it down on the start blocks, and then you stab the throttle and it just flies away. All right, so the PIDs are turned up a little bit. Oh, and look at the throttle percentage is up. Oh yeah, because it's on tri-blades now. Okay, so I need to fix the. So cruising throttle is roughly 30%. So let me fix the throttle expo because that's making it hard to fly. Miscellaneous BP, and we're gonna go up, 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 up. It's not in here. It's in rate. And throttle expo 40%, throttle mid 50. Yeah, we got to get that down. Get that down to 30. And here we go. You know, I don't mind this camera.
Low battery.
Oh no. We're going to fall off the couch. Ready? Oh boy.
Telemetry lost.
Fail safe. What?
Telemetry recovered.
What?
Low battery.
What? That was weird. What the hell's that about? Much better. Much, much, much better. Although now the hover point is higher. So let me fix it one more time. Now it's up at 43. Yeah, these motors deliver power differently than the 0802s. Absolutely. Let's get this up to, betcha 38 will be perfect. When you move that throttle expo midpoint around, it'll change the throttle, the hover point. So you typically have to move it a couple times, but now we got it 37% at a little forward cruise. Let's rip. Oh, it's got power, man. I mean, 26,000 kV is where it's getting this power from. Oh, so close. Wow, man, it chews through some batteries though, doesn't it? Power eats batteries. And we're getting over 2 minutes, so that's fine. Oh, and that's what I wanted to change is the voltage warnings. Whoa, no. Oh man. We are on the ledge here. Oh no! Fell off the ledge. All right, so let me see how it is accuracy-wise. That's the one thing that I really like about saving weight. Is in theory, you can be more accurate with it. So let's shoot some small little gaps. Oh shit! I'm gonna have to take the walk. Yep. Farts. Hold on. So this is better. This is better than the PH 2.0. Don't you need the accelerometer for launch mode? Maybe. Maybe. Let me put it on the carpet and see what launch mode does. Middle switch position armed. Oh wait, no, hold on. Middle switch position armed. There's launch mode. So it just holds it there, and then you can push it forward, holds it, and then when you stab the throttle, it takes off. I don't even think you need to stab the throttle. It's like anything more than 10% throttle, and it takes off. It's just a fun little thing. So, yeah, this is better. It's got roughly the same amount of power. And... oh, boy. And it's lighter. Wow! The BT 2.0 Ultimate Freestyle build is still better. I will admit. And we've got no durability feedback whatsoever on this rig. You know, like, here's the thing about lightweight rigs, right? Is that there are sacrifices that are going to be made, and durability tends to be one of those sacrifices. Not always, because when it's lighter, it crashes a little bit better. But yeah, it could be. So, man, this is a thing. I can absolutely tell the difference in the control link AVIX. There is absolutely less latency on the ELRS rig. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna put the 0802 rig up in the air for like 15 seconds, and then I'm gonna move that battery over to the ELRS rig. That'll be an interesting little test. So the fresh battery is gonna be on the 0802s here, and I'll also try to compare the cameras while I'm at it. When I unplug it, we'll look at the cameras against each other. What are you all pissed off about? Yeah, the hover point is totally different, but this rig is on quad blades. I'm definitely more used to this rig, obviously. Jesus, easy, big fella, easy. The up tilt is definitely different between these two. All right, so here's the differences in the cameras. Why does this module keep popping out like that? What is the deal here? Why does that keep happening? I don't understand this. All right, so here's a look at the cameras. I'm gonna try to put them in the same spot here. So there's one. So all the way off on the right side here, we've got the full door frame and a little bit of extra door frame on the right side, and then on the left we've got FPV is not a crime. All right, this is the Goober canopy. Oh wait, no, and on the bottom of the screen, what can we see? I'll put a battery because I want to check the up tilt. All right, so we've got just a hair of that battery showing on the bottom. All right, now I'm going to plug in the Mobula 6.
Telemetry lost.
And let's see what we got. So, holding it up. Oh, and I just moved the effing battery. Oh, I'm holding it backwards. Like a donkey. Alright, so that's roughly the same spot. Oh yeah, way less field of view. Way less field of view. Although potentially more up... oh yeah, definitely less field of view. Because look, FPV is not a crime. When that's just barely on the frame, look at on this side. We've got like no door frame panels. Previously it was all the way over here. So yeah, much less field of view with this RunCam Racer camera. And I think it might... I don't think I have the up tilts properly set either. So I'm going to try to move that up tilt down a little bit there. And now let's see how it does. Alright, last little battery here. Damn. Damn. Much lower hover point. So there's two things going on here. There's considerably less latency from the control link, and this rig is lighter weight. Those two things together really make a difference. They also kind of invalidate some of the head-to-head motor testing that I was looking to do tonight. But that's okay. We can get past that. As this rig sits, I can do more. I can literally fly this rig more accurately. Like, no questions asked. And, oh boy. And I think it's got the same amount of power. I'll really be able to tell the difference in power when I get to Maggie's place. It's hard to tell in such a small spot. Ooh. Uh-oh. Where am I? Where the hell? Did I fall behind a pillow? Nah, my rapid fire module. My rapid fire module keeps popping out of the goggles for some reason. Oh, it's because I put the goggle. I know why. It's because I put the goggles down and it sits on the patch. Because I've been putting the goggles down on the coffee table a lot lately because I've been playing around with Tiny Whoops. Yeah, it's a user error thing. Yeah, this is legit. So, the name of the game is getting this rig into a cockroach frame and maybe even a goober canopy. Let's see what the voltage pops back up to. Yeah, no, this thing is... No, 2 minutes and 20. That's not bad. No, it's not bad on batteries. I'm just getting thrown off because that battery warning keeps triggering super early. Oh, wow. Wow. This is going to be really hard for me to evaluate because ELRS is I need to get this onto ELRS. I need to get one of these Tiny Whoops onto Express LRS. That will help quite a bit. That'll help me quite a bit in comparing. Right now, there's so much different between these rigs. Oh, this right rear prop is just worked. Good God. Good God, man. Oh man, that is just ruined. Yeah, there are too many things different between these two rigs. So this flies better. The end. Partially because of Express LRS, partially because it's lighter. Part of the reason why it's lighter is this frame. And this frame is a wobbly mess. I don't... And yeah, the AIO now... The AIO already just pops out of the grommet. Like it won't even go back down in the grommet. So this frame is already fucked for life, basically. So I'm gonna put this into a Cockroach 65 frame. No, I'm not, because they put this they put this stupid ass connector for the video in a spot where it won't work on the cockroach frame. I'm gonna have to think about this. I'm gonna have to think about how to fix this, basically. But I am very impressed by these motors. I'm very, very, very impressed by these motors. It's going to be a real test in the cockroach frame, though, because it's going to get heavier. These motors might be just like absolutely perfectly matched to the weight of this. And there's a chance that with this frame being so janky that I won't be able to get the durability that I realistically need with how hard and often that I crash. Blizzard FPV with a $2 Canadian super chat. He says Mamba AIO F722 35 amp MK1 VCC tray smoke. That sucks, dude. Oh, AIOs. Oh, AIOs. Dub Squared says cut a little notch in the cockroach duct for the camera plug. Yeah, maybe. I think it hit one of the main supports, though, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. Wow. Damn. Okay. If nothing else, this is a nice recalibration for me on all up weight. With these tiny whoops, they had like a, over the last year and a half, they've like kind of crept up and a little bit heavier, a little bit heavier, a little bit heavier, a little bit heavier. And yeah, wow, what a difference 3 grams makes. But will it be durable enough? There's a really decent chance that, yeah, I'm just not going to get the durability out of something that's this light. Even though it's going to hit with less momentum, it's still going to hit. So that I'll be interested to see that. I am going to fly the shit out of this, though. I'm going to really fly this a lot, because that's what's going to uncover the durability stuff, man. Although, I mean, it's already sort of broken. Like you can't have the AIO not sitting in this grommet, and like this post that this grommet on is just awful. Wow. Wild. Damn. Okay. I did not see this going this way. I thought these motors were going to be too... I had high hopes for these motors, but I thought they were going to be too small. If you get this rig, absolutely put it on tri-blades. These Gemfan tri-blades cleaned everything up on this rig. Huge, huge, huge difference. Miles better than the HQ bi-blades that it comes with. 661 says main concern is not breaking off the ceramic antenna. Is that a thing? Are people breaking off these ceramic antennas? I still don't understand why the hell they put the AIO in here backwards, front to back. That's very confusing. It looks like there's a ton of space for this ceramic antenna up in the... So it's like roughly there. Roughly there. Yeah, I don't get it. But ELRS is real. Low latency is real on tiny whoops. Lightweight is real. And this is legit. Athix says last message. One of the Infinity Whoops guys uses 0702s. They're one of the ones that kind of turned me on to the 0702 thing. Fat Phaser has crashed his a lot, still going strong. Let me make sure there aren't any super chats here. Let me scroll up in the chat. It doesn't let me scroll up very far. If I missed a super chat, I apologize, guys. I'm not even going to try to get caught up on chat. It is 12:30. It is far too late. I'm going to shut this thing down. This is legit. This rig is legit. And for $100, damn. The batteries that they ship with it are junk. And I'm only running this on the Nitro Nectar 250s. This is going to have even more power on the 300s. And then when I move this to BT 2.0, it's going to have even more. Wow. I am really impressed. It's a shame that Happy Model's quality control is so bad. But again, if you buy it from not China, then you can return it. And My FPV store, I think it is, has these in stock. Let me look it up for you. Jeez, guys, this is a real thing. Yeah, myfpvstore.com has these in stock. Damn. Okay. More tuning, more testing, more crashing to come. This is also a completely fresh rig, completely fresh set of motors. This thing has been beat to hell. So, yeah, there's that. That definitely does make a difference in Tiny Whoops. So, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm not sure if I'm going to... on one hand, I would kind of like to build another one of these Ultimate Freestyle Tiny Whoops and just drop these motors in. That's how I do a 1-to-1 motor test, and I might do that. Or I'll see if I can get this into a cockroach frame and put a goober canopy on it so that we're using the same camera with the same up tilt. And then I can test ELRS with these motors versus newbie drone AIO with 0802 25,000s. Yeah. Super interesting. Super interesting little development in the world of 65mm Tiny Whoops. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'm blown away in some respects. I don't know why I'm so blown away, because I know the difference that lightweight makes. Wow. Wow, what a mindfuck. Okay. I really thought I had things dialed, and I also really thought that I kind of like... Here's the other thing. There's a chance that at Maggie's I will like the extra weight for extra momentum. I can't tell here. There's no opportunities to really throw the thing. But there is a chance that in a bigger spot, the extra weight will give it that extra throw. So we'll see. But here, in this apartment, this rig. Hands down over this. Absolutely. But it's fresh, and it's on ELRS. This, not so beat up on ELRS, I don't know. It might close the gap. But my God, for $100... This is ridiculous. You can't build this for $100. This is like, the Acro B is like, I think all up this would be closer to 150 or $160. Well done, Happy Model. Well done. My name's Aaron Ciotti. This is my full-time job. Head on over to CiottiFPV.com and click all the buttons, and it'll help me out. Patreon helps me the most. You can join for 10 cents a day. If you're ever doing orders on Amazon, FPV Crate, Get FPV, on my God's website, FPV Cycle, hit my affiliate link before you check it out if you don't mind, if you can remember, and I'll get free money. Love you guys. Here's some more flying from that same spot from the intro. And I probably won't be able to, I'll probably need to restart OBS to get the sound working. Yep. Hold on. Be right back. It's going to pinwheel for just 1 second. Now we're talking. Love you guys. Be good. I'll see you on... I'm actually going to stream tomorrow. FPV Crate unboxing. See you tomorrow.
GQS really beat up
Here you guys go. Later.